We know what we have. We know what we have. Champions of Europe. We know what we have. We know what we have. We know what we have. Champions of Europe. We know what we have. We know what we have. We know what we have. Champions of Europe. People, we did it, guys. We are champion, 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 champion. Guys, we did it, we did it. Everybody, we did it, we did it, guys. We did it, we did it, we did it. Guys, we did it, guys, we did it. Pam 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 pam. Fu 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 fu. Fu 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 fu. Fu 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 fu. Champion, champion, ole, ole, ole. Champion, champion, ole, 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 pam, pam. Ole, ole, ole. Champion, champion. Guys, join this team. Join this team, guys. Champion. I'm in cloud nine. I'm in cloud nine.
No, but I told you, man. I told you, relax, man. Chelsea will win. I said, just relax.
I'm in cloud nine.
I mean, I was telling you, Chelsea fans, I was like, don't be nervous. I was like, relax. Chelsea will win.
So I'm just happy, so happy, man, so happy. We did it against the so-called best team in the world.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's so cold. And I've been saying that about City. City is a good team, but they're not on this level.
You've been saying this for a very long time. How good is this City team entirely? How good are they?
Because I don't look at City and I'm like, oh, City, I'm afraid of them. I don't want to play them. I don't look at them that way. I just look at them like they're a good team. But I look at Bayern, I'm like, I'm afraid of Bayern. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid of them. Like, if Man U play Bayern, I'll be scared. I wouldn't want to play them. Like, but City, if I play City, I wouldn't be scared. Of
Because
course,
you can beat them.
Yeah, I respect them because they're a good team. But I wouldn't be afraid of playing them if it
Yep.
came down to it. But if it's Bayern, but like a team like Bayern, I'm like, no, I don't want Bayern. Yeah, let's be honest. Chelsea controlled the game. Honestly, controlled.
I have so many narrative and conspiracy. Like, oh my god, I'm just the happy guy in the whole world because firstly, I was the advocate of Lampard. Secondly, I was the advocate of German Zidane, and the guy came clutch. Oh my Lord in heaven! Oh.
Guys, think about this. Somebody, I don't know who it is, but somebody could just, if they can go back to the start of this season and look at HH's streams and look at Abdullahi's streams, and they can just like pick apart the moments, like the reactions. If they take that Arsenal reaction, if they take the reaction from when Lampard got sacked and Tuchel got hired, if they take the reaction from after the Leicester game, if they take the reactions from after every CL game in the knockout round for Chelsea, if they take how overconfident City fans were being in the hangouts, they could make a remarkable montage. Like, picture the juxtaposition when Abdullah is like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? You're bringing Kai Havertz off the bench. And now match that with Abdullah's reaction today in the Champions League final. It's remarkable. And that just shows you how life is filled with ups and downs. Like,
you
for the last hour and a half, I haven't even said a word. Like, on the last stream, I didn't even say anything after like a bit because I'm just like, it still hasn't hit me. It probably will hit me tomorrow morning. You know, and like when I say things like this may be the last chance that a lot of these players have to win the Champions League, people say like, oh no, you're crazy. That's how hard this competition is to win.
Oh, yeah.
And what we did today is remarkable.
Yep. It's remarkable. Chelsea deserve credit. Nobody can take anything away from this Chelsea team. They deserve credit. And Abdullah, please, I beg you, please. Don't spare City players. Don't spare Pep. Please, go in.
Abdullah, I'm telling you, Abdullah, I told you on the last stream, you have to live and enjoy your moment.
I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it.
It took us 9 years to get back to this final.
I'm happy.
I'm
justified.
Who knows however many years it'll take us to get to the next final. And it's not only the fact that Chelsea won the Champions League, it's the fact that a player who you got so much racist abuse, so much personal abuse. That's the player that scored the winning goal and put up a masterclass. That was the second best. The best players on the pitch were Havertz, Femi 1, Kante 2, Reece James 3. You have to own this moment and say it with your chest. On your stream, you have to talk your shit. On HH's stream, when you go on HH's stream or on the Chelsea show, you have to talk your shit. If anyone just comes out of nowhere, just at them and at me, and I'm swinging.
Abdullah's been taking W's the whole year. Just taking W's.
If anyone just comes out of their neck to critique you, just at me in the conversation and I'm coming in.
Because I'm not surprised when he scored, because I know the kind of talent he is as a player. When I call him, that people are like, "Do you know who Zidane is?" Then I was like, I know what kind of talent Kai Havertz is. I know what kind of talent he is. And I'm proud. I'm so happy. I'm proud he showed up. I'm so blessed he showed up.
I'm glad he showed up because it stopped Pep from winning the Champions League, and I'm happy. I'm enjoying that. Because I knew if Pep wins, you hear everybody just loves Pep, especially the media. They love to ride Pep, man.
Because he plays the most attractive football. Where is Muntaha? Muntaha! I need to talk to you, Muntaha. We need to have a conversation. Muntaha, come out. I want to talk. Somebody need to tweet Muntaha. I need to have a conversation with Muntaha.
You put the link in the chat, right?
Even there's a player that isn't being mentioned enough, and I'm incredibly happy for him. Andreas Christensen, man. He's like the OG Chelsea FC Academy player. Him and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's coming back from his Fulham loan, are the OG Academy graduates. He deserves this Champions League because Mourinho rated him highly, and he had his ups and downs. Conte rated him so highly, he had his ups and downs, and in that second season, he made the mistake that gave Iniesta the ball, and Iniesta squared it to Messi, and Messi scored. If not, I feel that we could have passed Barcelona in that tie. And then under Sarri, he was dodgy, and it looked like he was coming to the end of his Chelsea career. But wow, Danish Maldini, absolutely incredible. And you can only imagine like players like Gilmore and Jorin, the players that are on the come up now. Imagine what this does to them psychologically. It lets them know that anything is possible. It lets them know that if they work hard and they continue to develop their game, they too can win the Champions League.
As long as they believe. It's all about believing in yourself and having that ability to you. We'll never give up until we get this. So,
and even for the young players in our squad, like Havertz, like Mount, like all the young players we have, Reece James. Think about what this does for their psychology. Because there was the whole argument of this group, they've never tasted winning. Even Azpilicueta hasn't really won anything like aside from the Premier League. But the great majority of them have not won. And that's why the FA Cup loss last season and this season were like such sour notes. But for your first taste of victory to be the Champions League, imagine how they must feel. Imagine the intensity that they're going to go at the Premier League and the Champions League with next season, given that they now know what winning feels like.
Yeah, that will improve. That's what I've been crying out for a very long time. Like, let them feel that trophy. Let them find out what winning means. That will help them a lot in terms of those group of players like Kai, Timo, Mason. They will have that occasions will know we feel the ability of winning. We know how it does in terms of winning.
And that's why I'm going to keep going back to like destiny and faith. You guys want to hear a fun fact? This stadium that this final was played in was the stadium that Ben Chilwell made his Champions League debut for Leicester, and they lost the game 5-0. So for him to return to that stadium and win the Champions League and have such a good performance, even though it had moments where it was like, I feel like they were going on his side and trying to take advantage of a few weaknesses, was amazing. Amazing.
Oh,
A few
Okay.
people on Twitter are saying that they can't see the link, so you have to put the
Okay,
link,
hold on.
put it on your page and put it on the Twitter group chat.
I'll put it out. They said that I sent the wrong link. No, I said the
Yeah,
right
you
link.
did. You sent the wrong one because I was trying to join, and it was
Okay.
taking me to the last stream.
Oh, okay. What's
I
going
mean,
on?
how do you feel, man?
I feel so blessed and happy because every step I've said eventually came true. So I'm proud. I'm like happy, proud, just emotions full of my body because when people come at me and call me a racist, I was like, you guys, I've seen this script written before. I've not been a racist. And I said it times again. Ziyech, Timo Werner, blah 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 wasn't my signing. It was Kai Havertz because that guy has a potential word base in him to become that player everybody want to see. But people like, what are you smoking? Are you smoking crack? I was like, I'm not smoking crack. I have seen Kai Havertz play, so it deserves some time for him to kind of get himself together. But when people come at us like, I'm not surprised because I've seen Kai Havertz play football. I've seen actually play football. That guy is a sensational player in terms of playing football. Just have to give him time for him to kind of acclimatize himself to the city and environment. So I'm proud. I'm an happy man because I'm justified.
I mean, even think about it, because halfway through the season, when Lampard got fired, I'll find the article and I'll retweet it on my feed. They did like updates on like the Chelsea transfers, like especially Werner and Kai. And I think they also did one on Chilwell. But Chilwell was already in England playing in the Premier League, so he didn't have much of an adjustment to make. But they interviewed Werner and Kai and they asked them how it was transitioning the league. And that's where Werner made the comments of, the physicality of the game, when Havertz was like, the game is physical and people close down faster and I have to adjust and I have to improve. Both of them said something. They said, Kai Havertz, I think he doesn't even have an apartment. The guy lives in a hotel and he goes to training and he goes back to the hotel room. So for someone of that age, Kai Havertz is my age, transitioning, keeping up to par with performances, like even he was expected to have a dodgy season. And that's one of the things I always say about social media. The internet and social media is the greatest thing to happen to mankind, but it's also the worst thing because every opinion is vocalized. The amount of abuse that these guys have taken is absurd.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's able to cap off probably what is one of the most difficult years of his life with a Champions League is incredible. I found out why the referee was crying because people were trying to say, oh, he was crying because he rigged it. Even though he anytime he comes up against a Guardiola team, more often than not, Guardiola loses. But he's crying because he's retiring. And for
Which
referee,
referee is that?
the referee of the Chelsea, the final.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, he was crying at full time.
Wow.
The
This referee?
referees, whenever he's retiring. Whenever they referee a clean game, when I say clean, I mean like no outrageous calls. It means a lot to them, and people never really give them their credit. But in my opinion, I think today's game was fair. I think he did a good job as referee. I think he showed his cards when he needed to, and he kept the players in check. He didn't let it become a game of like players like just drop in or, I think the only questionable decision he had was Rudiger and De Bruyne, because it looks as if when I go back and look back at it, it looks like Rudiger elbowed De Bruyne or like hit him with his shoulder. But aside from that, I think it was a great refereeing performance.
Can I say something? First of all, guys, well done for the CL. Well done for the CL. Well done. But I don't know why people are bantering me when I said no DM means trouble. I told people are like, oh, this is reverse psychology. Any idiot or anybody who's not even a coach, somebody who's not a coach, if you know there's no DM and you know the Chelsea team, how fast they are, you put Fernandinho on the bench, you know there's trouble. I knew there was trouble. I said it in multiple streams, there's trouble. And then some City fans had the nerve to tell me that I'm being negative. Now look at what has happened. You play without DM, then DM comes in. Did you see the difference between City playing without a DM and a DM? What
Yo,
sort of
can you
psychopath?
can you
I repeat,
can you
what
hear
sort
me?
of psychopath uh,
Mm-hmm.
decides to change something in the last minute? Gundogan was the only issue that Abdullah, yesterday when we were talking, we were worried that
Mm-hmm.
if Gundogan is gone, then maybe we will have Sterling or somebody. Like, what sort of psychopath or idiot decides to say, you know what, I'm gonna bin everything that I have, what has won me the league. I'm gonna bin a team that beat PSG and worked hard against all this league. Those players must be disappointed because this is not the first time this guy has sold them. He sold us, and some City fans are trying to kiss his ass, but he sold us by not playing the
Yo,
DM.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Abdul.
We can hear
Continue,
you,
Oh,
Abdul.
it's
man.
because
By
it's
not
because I'm
playing the
outside.
DM, yeah,
Oh, okay.
by not playing the DM, Abdul, he sold us. He sold the game, and and look, fair play to Chelsea and fair play to Tuchel. His tactics seem to be very strong, but
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 Patrick, bro, let me ask you a
no,
question, yeah?
just wait. I'll let you speak there, man. That guy
Yeah.
Pep sold us. By not playing the DM, he sold that game. You could have seen Chelsea were walking through the midfield as if it's their house, as if they're going into their bedroom. They were just walking through that midfield. He sold us. So look, man, fair play to Chelsea, but that fool today sold us. And if people keep on backing him up just because it's Pep Guardiola, no, we have to also criticize him. Some guy from another channel said we have to criticize him. He's gonna have to sit down. Look at
You
the
have
players, man.
to, yeah.
Do you know what hurts me the most? No offense. Tammy fucking Abraham, mind my language, has got a CL more than Aguero. Tammy Abraham has a CL more than Aguero now. Look, fair play to Tuchel. I understand now that Tuchel said the PSG team had no discipline. They didn't listen to him in the final. These kids are listening to him. Look, game on for next season.
No, I don't agree with
Patrick,
that, to be fair,
Patrick, I
bro. I
love
just
the
think he
fact.
has better
No.
defenders.
Patrick, I love the fact that you bring that up because you know why? Something that may have played against Tuchel in the PSG dressing room might have been the many egos. When you look at this Chelsea team, there isn't really a player with an ego as much. And a lot of them are developing players. For example, Reece James, even with the incredible performance he put in today, he still has a ways to go in his development. He still made a few mistakes. So these Chelsea players are still players that are developing. So you can imagine that anything that he tells them, any objective criticism he gives them, any pointers he gives them, they're soaking it all up. Players like Gilmore who didn't participate at all. This is like important for his development.
And he's got a CL now, and De Bruyne doesn't have one. Do you know what? That's a good point, Marvelous. That's what I noticed. He said this, and in an interview, and people laughed. Tuchel said there was a bit of discipline issue. Some players are given power at PSG, and in the final, he said some people didn't listen to me. He said it. He said they didn't listen. Some people didn't listen to my instructions. So look at this. He's done it, and look at what Pep did. He decided to not play a DM. Like, how arrogant can you be? Play a DM
I said yesterday I made my first appearance on any stream in like a month and a half because I've been doing finals. I went on HH's stream and I predicted Chelsea to win 2-0, and I made a joke and everyone kind of laughed and dismissed it. I said if Pep Guardiola was not a footballer, he would be a serial killer because of the obsession, how obsessive he is about one thing. And I said to people, if you take Pep Guardiola's comments at face value when he said he doesn't care about Chelsea and he's confident in his team and what they have to do, and congrats to Chelsea for those 2 victories, if you take it at face value that he means what he means, I feel that you're wrong. Because him saying that, answering in that way and as defensively and as abruptly told me that no, those 2 losses that he took kind of tinkered in his mind. He would have had a sleepless week trying to come up with a solution. And he still hasn't come up with a solution.
Let me be honest with you. And this is the last thing I'm going to say because I have to babysit now because there's kids. Some of them are still walking around the TV room. Abdullah, as I said, congratulations. You guys deserved it. But I'm pretty sure, Abdullah, remember we were talking about DM. You also said, wow, seriously? wow, you could tell he sold it. And when we had Fernandinho in, did you see what Fernandinho was doing? He was
Yeah, so
stopping
it's
all the counters.
tactical
So look,
fouls,
man,
professional
I don't
fouls.
know what's going to happen going forward. I
Are you
have no
gonna stick with
idea.
Pep Guardiola or not?
I think they're going to. And the sad thing is, I'm pretty sure now maybe they'll sit down and say, you know what, Pep, your first nine is bollocks. It cannot get us that extra mile. So we maybe need to drop money on a big star. So it will be bad for the league. But do you think us getting Kane or somebody said, and these are the rumors, guys, by the way. Apparently, there's a double swap. City actually don't just want Kane; they're also saying they want Son, and they're willing to
Okay.
give away Jesus, Sterling, and they're also willing to give away a few players just to get
It's
those
not
two
gonna
players
fix
in.
it.
The
It's not
thing
gonna
is,
fix it,
the
bro.
only way if Tottenham accept that transfer, it would be them signing off on any type of hope that they would have had of winning or competing. It would mean that they're signing into another decade of mediocrity. I feel
I would
like
take,
Tottenham have to stop
I would take
investing.
a swap for if Sterling or swap for Son. I'd gladly take that.
Sterling for Son. City would take it, but I feel like Tottenham cannot take it.
Nah,
Tottenham,
man. I don't think there's a big difference, to be honest. Like Son, like the thing with Son is he has good patches and really poor patches. You know, at least Sterling, he's a little more consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Son is a clinical finisher.
Yeah, but
this is another thing.
but the
This
thing
is a
is, like,
problem. This is a problem that plagues PSG and it also plagues City. Everything cannot be fixed with money. Okay, so you guys are gonna get Kane, Son, Grealish, and then what are the odds that you guys even make the Champions League final
Yeah,
next season?
yeah, but
I'm
this
already
is
seeing
also
City
this is
fans.
another thing.
I'm already
You
seeing
guys mustn't. You guys, I think you are forgetting this. I know that we have lost the Champions League final to a team that wasn't ready to win it, which is more embarrassing. Like Tuchel, like Chelsea, no offense, had no business being in the final, and those kids of Chelsea had no business doing what they did today. But fair play to them. But don't forget that the only thing is it hurts because we're being league merchants. And I tell you this, you find we're gonna do this and we're gonna dominate the league again and slap everybody around, then go to Europe and fall short again. Look, I'm anxious to see what's gonna happen. And
and
if we
that's what
start,
Patrick, that's what I told you in the stream before the PSG game when you guys were playing PSG. Sometimes in certain in the later stages of the Champions League, it's not supposed to make sense. The teams that you expect to win don't always win because intangibles come into play, familiarity come into play. Chelsea looked at home in that final. Forget whatever the possession stats say. We looked comfortable on the pitch. Now, if you think back to Chelsea's first Champions League appearance, Champions League final appearance, where we lost to Manchester United, we were kind of uncomfortable. And if you go back and rewatch that game, you can make the argument that we were the better side. So I feel like there's this sort of, and I hate to sound like a Mourinho merchant, but football heritage is a thing. You can imagine like players like Mason Mount, Christensen, and Gilmore and Reece James when they watched Lampard and Drogba do it for Chelsea. Subconsciously, that fighting spirit is already within them. There's a psychological aspect to football that people just
so
like
now
dismiss.
with this narrative that when you reach the final the first time you never make it.
No, I don't agree with that because I think that for sure there's always a first time. And this City team is good enough to make that first time. So Drogba and the rest, they were good, but they were the first. The thing is that formation change from Pep I think it's almost a sackable offense if it's not that he's done so much for.
Exactly,
like you bench
Sam.
both DMs, you bench
They
both
said-
DMs.
It's a sackable offense in a final, especially it's just because Pep has done so much for this club
They
that
said
for
that
sure
the
they won't
guy-
sack him.
The guy, they said the City fan, and I told City fans, Pep Guardiola saying that he doesn't care about what Chelsea are doing. He's so confident in his team. Him answering so defensively is a sign of a man who's unsure of himself. He could have just subtly said, that's true, we lost to them, but this is a different competition. The tone in which he said it, the mannerism which he said it, told me that he was going to overthink things.
Patrick, did you watch the Fernandinho interview? Because Fernandinho made an interview where he said that City are going to play exactly the way, like they're going to play the way that got them to this final.
Yeah,
So
but
I even
but you know what? This guy he threw. Do you know that Do you know that there was rumors that the dressing room was pissed off at the Leon game. They were training in a certain formation and he changed it overnight. Like he literally told them overnight in the room that we're gonna play three at the back. So look, man, I have to go, but this guy has sold us again. He's sold us again, and I know you guys might say no, you guys are making an excuse, but let's be
No,
honest, he
it
sold
is
us
so.
again. He sold us again, but fair play to Tuchel. I have respected Tuchel. He's actually a tactical genius. I've never knew that he's actually a tactical genius. Fair play to Tuchel and fair play to the Chelsea boys. I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, now European champions. This is sad for us, but I think we're going to be back stronger, and I think we're going to be back in the Champions League. Whether people say it's going to take us 5 years, I don't think it's going to take us that long. And look, I don't know what's going to happen to Pep. I don't know what embarrassment it is, but I think this is a bit of an embarrassment. I think the board members, even though they're his friends, are going to sit down and say, Pep, what the fuck did you just do to us? You know what I mean? Excuse my language. I'm a bit pissed off today, and I'm pissed off with Pep. But
you have the right, man. You have
look,
the right.
if anybody does lip streams, go on with the lip streams. He deserves them. By putting no DM, that was being cocky and that was being arrogant. And what if he? I think he's. You do know what? Pep is one of those people that he can actually walk away himself. I don't think he'll get sacked. I think he would walk away himself. So let's see if he walks away.
But he has been given 2 years already.
Yeah, but you know, Pep has done that before where he's walked away.
You know, the thing even with that formation was that he went all attack, but didn't even put a striker. And I know the false nine has worked well for City, but
Jesus was the striker.
It doesn't make sense to go all attack and then play with a false nine too.
I mean, you can. It just
yeah, but without a DM.
Do you know what I can say?
The no DM one is the one. Like I get it. I get that. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying though, is that if you want to say I want to rely on only my attack, I do feel that you should put a striker in there, maybe an Aguero or something.
You're right about that. When Jesus came, he changed a few things. But
exactly.
You know what I'm gonna say? I hope Thomas Tuchel gets funding. I think those are not his players. I think he's gonna be ruthless. He's looking for a system, because I think the system you guys have won the Champions League with, I don't think that's a system you can win the league with. That's no offense.
He wants to play back four.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna get his players, and if he gets his players, I think it's a shout for Chelsea to be trouble next season. This James is phenomenal. He's better than Trent. But this James is a star.
Better than Trent.
I give him.
Good night, anyway, guys. I'll join you in the stream tomorrow if you've got an
okay, man.
I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow, man. Tomorrow is gonna be a celebration for my.
Congrats, man. Congrats. Pop bottles, Abdullah. Pop bottles.
Rhys James was immense. Chilwell was. I can't believe that Chelsea fans didn't want to sign Chilwell. Chilwell was very good today. Defensively, offensively, it was amazing. And even Christensen, man, seriously.
I'm just like
the way he could fit in for Thiago Silva, and he didn't even miss Thiago.
Christensen, Rhys James, and even I said it before you came in. Even Chilwell, like they just outperformed. They performed beyond their potential. Like what I was trying to say is this: these players still have a ways to go in their development, and the fact that they were able to put in this performance is just incredible. Whatever Tuchel said, did, rehearsed with them through training, it worked to the T. Now you could look at the second half and say things were all over the place and a bit scattered, and it was like edgy, but it still had comfortable edge to it. I still did not think we would concede unless they got.
And even the second half, Chelsea had the better chance. That Pulisic chance. If you talk about clear-cut chance,
should have been a goal.
Exactly.
I feel like if he took his time, he would have had more space.
No. I think if it was someone that saves penalty like Bruno Fernandes, it should have been a penalty. Someone that like Bruno Fernandes who doesn't touch him, just fall down a little bit.
And if you even see what Kai Havertz did before that pass, like that guy showed some the step overs and nah, man, he really was comfortable today, and that says a lot for him to play in the Champions League final the way he did, with all the pressure. That's very
which makes me
incredible.
feel I would see. I feel like there are two types of footballers. There's some footballers who like on regular games that they're expected to win, they don't ever psych themselves up. So they play like okay, they play good, but on games where like their backs against the wall, they play better than they're supposed to because they feel like they have a point to prove or the fact that you've already written them off. A lot of the Chelsea players on the pitch today, like for
Mhm.
okay, even Mason Mount, even that through ball that he gave, if this was like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, he probably tries to like run and then shoot. Like how Abdullah said, you're shooting to Ali Moko local government in Nigeria. He probably tries to run in that space himself and then shoot. But he had the foresight to see that Havertz was running into that space, and he
Mhm.
played that through ball.
Havertz was
Mason
no,
Mason Mount.
Havertz was
It's
giving him the hand.
incredible.
Havertz was giving him the hand already. He has been giving him the hand.
Yeah, but you see, maybe like last season, Mason Mount probably ignores that shout for the ball and tries to run in there himself. And that tells me that these players are finding themselves. They're starting
No,
to
Mason
realize,
Mount was
okay,
it was crazy good today. Mason Mount was.
exactly.
I think okay if you would rank them, Kante for sure, Havertz. Mason Mount was top 5 today.
Reece James.
His passing and even just the way nah man, that guy is very intelligent for his age, and his
Yeah,
all round game. People forget the pass he gave to Werner. Oh no, that was Havertz, but even like the just his no his all round game was really good today. I
and
felt bad for Kovacic that he didn't play again,
I
but
was
at
I
least he
was
got 10 minutes.
They play.
I
He
was I
played
was
10
having
minutes at least.
I was having an argument with someone, and I told them I would take an intelligent group of players with high footballing IQ before I take like the fastest, most physical players. Because if you can think before you get the ball, you're already 2 steps ahead. Who was it that was running, closing down on Kai Havertz when he made that run? Wasn't it Walker?
I think it was welcome.
Kai Havertz already had the presence of mind to start running into that space. He didn't wait.
Yeah, but
Other,
Werner too. I think
other
Werner
players,
deserves credit for
other players
that
would have
space.
waited. Other players
Werner
would have
opened
waited.
that space up.
Yeah, that's true. But other players would have waited for the ball to be passed, then they start running. Kai Havertz already started running before Kai Walker even like noticed what was going on. So these players are intelligent. They're wise beyond their ages. And if we play our cards right, if we fix what's going on upstairs with Marina, if Roman is able to resolve his visa issues, come back into the country, if we get a director of football, we could do something special.
I think Czech is the director of football. I said that's what they're grooming.
He doesn't have he's
no,
not
Czech is like
director of football,
performance
he's
something. He's a
Yeah,
performance.
he's
Some I don't know what it does.
Hey
but-
guys,
advisor.
it's only downhill from here, man. You won the Holy Grail. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I'm just
Imagine this is like a replica of after we won the Champions League, we finished third in the
I really don't care. I said
we
it. I
go
don't
to
care
Europa.
where Chelsea finish next season. I
That's
really
what
don't
happened. That's what happened the last time we went to the Champions League. When we were in the group with Juventus, Shakhtar.
Do you see N'Golo Kante's family?
Yeah, I saw his
Yeah.
mom, his brother.
care. You saw the way Mendy. No, we have to have a conversation about Mendy, and I'm happy.
I think he's gonna get the Golden Glove. He said
You know
it-
the
it-
thing,
it's official, yeah.
Abdullah,
Oh, he get the
remember
Golden
that
Glove.
I had
He
a
finished it, yeah.
conversation with Nasser here
Mhm.
on this channel when Nasser
Yeah.
said that he doesn't trust black goalkeepers,
Mhm.
and I told him that why.
Nobody
He's like,
does. Nobody does.
he literally said that, and I was like, okay, at the end, we're going to say at the end of the season if Mendy's. I know he didn't have that much to do to get today, but the thing is that him in this team just makes the team a better team.
Guys,
And
look at
most
what-
of the time,
guys, look
if he's
at what,
called
um,
upon, he
Hold
makes
on,
the
Sam.
saves.
Hold on. RMC. Who is RMC? It's the French media, right? They just had to go to
Yeah.
Kante now. They said, "Are you gonna win the Ballon d'Or?" He said, "No. We are savoring of the UCL, the hero. The man of the match is secondary. The main thing is we did it." That is what he
man.
said.
yeah.
That's
He's
Kante
always
for
gonna
you.
he's always gonna come with the humble response. You always have to.
And guys, I listen. I can already see this narrative before it happens. Can somebody go and just like choke HH out so he could stop saying Mbappe come to Chelsea? Because I feel like that's the next narrative he's going to be pushing for the next season. For the
It is a madman.
And this is the next conversation we need to pivot to after this stream and tomorrow's stream and after the celebrations. We need to be incredibly wise with who we sign.
Who was saying, yep.
I still think we need another fullback that's versatile to play left back and right back in case of an injury. And I feel like we may need like a hybrid type midfielder that we could plug anywhere in the midfield. Not
maybe someone like Tumone can play more as a DM. He can play.
Not
he can play
Declan Rice, but maybe.
No, do you know the Tumone I'm talking about? The Monaco guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not. I wouldn't go for him. I would go for Locatelli, or I would go
Locatelli. Yeah. PSG want to get Locatelli.
Or I would go for we need to stop losing midfield targets to PSG. They took Paredes away from us. They took what's his name when he was young, Marco Verratti away from us. We can't lose another midfield.
No, but this Declan Rice agenda should stop. I do want to see him in the FA Cup. I want to see him in the Euros. If he performs in the Euros, I do think he should be in this club because this is the same energy people had for Chilwell. Oh, English player, he's overrated.
Guys. But no, Sam, I'm gonna keep it real, G. Chilwell is not good. Like he's just not good. Dude,
he's not good. You see what he did today. You see the
what did he do? What did he do today? What did he do? Today?
Oh my gosh!
I thought he was your worst player. I thought he was your worst player.
No, he wasn't.
They
would have scored if Chilwell didn't make that last ditch tackle. The thing with Chilwell is actually it was I think Sterling or Foden. No, it was Mahrez. And Mahrez was clear on goal. He made a last ditch tackle. Chilwell was not bad today. I actually think he was one of the good players. Offensively and defensively.
I thought everyone was good. Like I thought Mendy was good. I thought Azpilicueta was, even though he's always been shitted on and rightfully so. I thought he was really good.
So guys, Mendy's gonna win the Golden Glove now. UEFA Golden Glove. He has 9 clean sheets in UCL. Wow.
Yeah, man, he deserves it. You see the way he was crying when the final whistle was blown. You can see because his story is so incredible. From having a rubbish agent who is just out for himself and being jobless.
I'm so happy for Rudiger, especially Rudiger.
Agents. Well, his story, Mendy's story, and
with Antonio Rudiger's story,
Kante's story, and Rudiger's story deserve applause. But speaking of agents, what's this whole thing I've been hearing for like the last 4 or 5 years about Yaya Touare's agent?
Yeah, he said it to Pep Guardiola because what happened that he said it disrespected Africa a lot. The ancestors will not make him win the UCL never again. The ancestors, he said the ancestors in Africa will never make
I saw that thing. I just scrolled
in Africa will not let him win the UCL.
Sam, today isn't my first time seeing it. I've been seeing it for like the past 4 or 5 years. Like immediately after Yaya Toure left City, I started seeing it. So maybe there is some truth to that. Maybe Pep
some serious juju, man,
for some native cleansing.
No, but the thing I'm just saying is that just finish that Declan Rice stuff. I don't think he's as bad as people make him seem. And I don't think he's better than those targets from France that people are talking about. I mean, I don't think they're better than him.
But Sam, are you familiar?
Let's see how he plays in the Euros.
Exactly. I want to see how he plays in the Euros because I know for sure he will play.
Yeah, Locatelli is arguably the best midfielder in Serie A right now.
Sam,
he's that good.
Sam, I think you would take Locatelli because
he's better than Declan Rice.
I love the amount of heart that Jorginho brings when he puts on the Chelsea shirt, but I feel like Locatelli is what people marketed Jorginho to us. Like what Locatelli is what they told us. But Jorginho, he either plays really well or he plays like below par. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, we need another player so that whenever he has like
SSB, I don't think Pep Guardiola will ever ask for forgiveness. He will never do that for Yaya Toure. He will never ever do it. I'm sorry, he won't do it.
Whenever Jorginho is having like a period of horrible form, having a player like Locatelli that you could rely on would be good. And then I don't know. Do we need a striker? Because if
we need a striker.
Okay, but here's the thing: if Timo
because I heard you hear the news like yesterday before the final. We already had a good deal on a 5 years deal with Romelu Lukaku. He's gonna.
Oh,
Damien wanted
Yeah.
to talk,
I
right?
don't want
Yeah.
Lukaku at Chelsea.
Damien, you wanted to say something?
He
I'm
doesn't
back,
work
back
in
to
the
you.
Premier League.
Man, it's got an
Well,
100
he scored. He
I
scored
know, I
100.
know,
Yeah,
that,
like
I know that. But as far as like, there's just something about Lukaku's game that doesn't make me comfortable. Heavy set Lukaku. Light Lukaku when he was at West Brom and Everton, I'll take that version of Lukaku. But this version of him that's built and macho, I just don't want that version at Chelsea. I don't think it's going to work. I feel
The
like
future
people
that he's
want
doing
him
is so we're gonna
because he
respect him.
reminds them of like Drogba in some way. But I just see that mode of player with the footballing direction that we're heading in, that mode of player will not work at Chelsea. I just have this gut feeling.
If it is what Tuchel wants, I'm all for it. Damien. Champion, champion, ole, 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 champion. I'm gonna.
You see, that's how
Blue
you know.
is the
That's how you know
color.
he's been singing it for the past 2-3 hours. 'Cause
Blue is the color. Football is the game.
Yeah, so say that. Sing it, finish it.
Damien,
Finish
Damien,
the
how you
song.
doing?
What the hell?
So all each other, and when it is, I ain't.
Damien, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing fine. I mean, I just came on here to congratulate you Chelsea fans. To be honest, like
I've gone through a lot, so I deserve some happiness.
yeah, I mean to be
Damien,
honest,
are you sad? Are you like a really big Pep fan? By the way, just want.
Yeah, he is.
Pep
he
was the
is.
only one that used
He
to
is.
for Barcelona, so he created that Barcelona. He needs to go back home. Pep needs to go back home.
my agenda today, it sadly didn't came through, but
Let me, Damien.
Let Damien finish up.
Damien finish here.
yeah, but I think most of the blame has to go on Pep today. I mean, I mean like all credits to Chelsea. I mean they obviously came with the game plan to execute, and they did it perfectly. But I don't understand why Pep did not go off a DM. Or I still don't know why he didn't do that. But yeah, all credits to Chelsea. They obviously deserve it. I mean, and it's just crazy, how young this Chelsea team is, and for them to do a performance like this is just it's amazing to see.
But what Pep did today, it should be a sackable offense. That is a sackable offense for Pep. Sackable.
Yeah.
Damien, let me just highlight that point that Damien just made. That also brings into context the key moments. That Rudiger block on Foden, incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That N'Golo Kante
Whoa.
tackle where he won the ball clean on De Bruyne, incredible. What other moment? Aspilicueta.
Yeah.
When I was like, that block could have been an own goal when he literally like cleared the ball with his stomach over the crossbar. Incredible. I think a lot of the individual battles and a lot of the individual moments were won by Chelsea players. And
absolutely.
That can make an argument for the fact that which group of players wanted it more. And that's why I was saying for City, it's almost as if they played like they feel like they will be there again. For Chelsea, even though they're young, they played like this may be the last.
I disagree with you, Marvelous man. I don't agree with that, bro. Because the way this game came down to, like, there's a cliche. People say the players are a mirror image of their manager. Because Tuchel was a manager that been to the Champions League final last season. What's so crazy about this story is Tuchel, not only is Tuchel, but his captain, Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, he brought him to Chelsea. That's crazy. And the way I looked at it is like, for Manchester City, in my opinion, looks scared. I feel like this moment, this stage was too big for Manchester City. What's interesting is that a lot of people won't admit that. A lot of the Raheem Sterlings, the Phil Fodens, the De Bruynes, they didn't know what to do. When the moment they came down to the moment, they didn't know what to do. This Chelsea, you know how disrespected this Chelsea side was. All of this, the whole build up to this game, all I was hearing is, oh, They haven't played the best Manchester City team. They haven't played their best team. They, the couple of times they've lost. Oh, nah, they're gonna they're gonna meet against a different beast. They're gonna meet a completely different team. It was a same. Tuchel had beaten Pep 3 times, and he beat him 3 times in the same exact way.
Simple way, just simple way.
Same exact way.
Defend and attack. That's the game over.
Yo, but no. Give credit to Chelsea's possession game. Like I thought they played well in and out of possession. Like they were able to find spaces.
Yes, imagine Timo Werner was Kylian Mbappe today. He would have scored an hat-trick, 3 goals. Timo Werner missed. Oh my God!
Mateo Kovacic has won 4 Champions League.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on.
And no. Here's another fact.
He's Kendrick Perkins.
In the last 20 years, there has never been a Champions League Champions League winning team that didn't have a Croatian in their team. Every team that wins the Champions League has a Croatian player that represents the national team. Wow. That's insane.
Marvelous. One other thing that I was also noticed about this game is that the decision to not play with a defensive midfielder, it in my opinion, that was the tactical. That was it.
If I want to shoot Guardiola some slack, I'll say this. If you guys remember when he made the comment of when you try to keep the ball against Chelsea in the middle of the park, it's like they're like bees. They swarm you with like 6 players. Yes, I feel like he overthought that whole thing, and he was like, man, if I play with Rodri and I play with Fernandinho and we're like trying to like tiki-taka, hold the ball, take our time, these guys may just press Fernandinho. They may just press the hell out of Rodri. And if they win the ball in certain positions on the pitch, they may just like attack my defense before we're set up and score. But then that also worked against him.
Yeah, but then Marvelous, like, if you look carefully at...
We won the fucking Champions League. Oh,
yes, sir. Congratulations, bro. Marvelous, looking at... because he didn't play a defensive... The reason why I was so shocked, because this was when the lineup came out, I was so shocked that he didn't play a DM. And the reason why is because of N'Golo Kante. You look at the final that Chelsea played against Leicester, and N'Golo Kante and Ndidi canceled each other out. Mm-hmm. That's against Chelsea. If you're gonna allow N'Golo Kante to be dominant in the midfield, and
Pep Guardiola did it very right in the first 35 minutes by notifying N'Golo Kante out of the game entirely. But after we scored that goal, that was the best of N'Golo Kante. After that goal, that Kai Havertz scored, that was the best of N'Golo Kante, because first 35 minutes, Kante was out of the game entirely. It was out entirely.
Also, look, Abdahi, look at the goal. I guarantee you, if you put a defensive midfielder there, especially like Fernandinho, that goal doesn't happen. You know what? A defensive midfield, when they don't have the ball, what they do is they fill the gaps.
Yes, I agree with you. A defensive midfielder probably intercepts that pass or is able to read Kai Havertz's run. But here's another thing, because Chelsea's transitioning when we win the ball back and going on attack was so quick and so well structured, because the moment, even from Mendy kicking it back into play after City attack and Mendy gets the ball, that was incredible too. Because when Mendy kicked the ball, did the goal kick, it looked like City, they were trying to press, but because Mendy was able to kick it as deep as he did, maybe they expected him to play it short. They were sort of caught out. They had players overloaded in our side, so there was this huge gap in the middle of the field, and their wingers, and you see Kyle Walker was trying to cover in a center back position. If you look at, he wasn't really on his side as a fullback. He was kind of centralized. So they were all out of whack, and we were able to capitalize. But the thing is, a defensive midfielder, when you're readjusting your shape, that's where they shine, because that's where they plug in the holes. So yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And then,
but I think we exploited that.
But also, another key thing is Raheem Sterling. Thomas Tuchel knows if you play when Pep go play every time that Thomas Tuchel had beaten Pep, Raheem Sterling played. And when Raheem Sterling plays, Thomas Tuchel knows how to nullify that. He knows how to nullify Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling, he knows how to defend him easily. Raheem Sterling becomes Manchester City was legit playing with 10 men. Raheem Sterling was useless. And you know what's so funny about Raheem Sterling is that this is the first game he played in the whole knockout round for Manchester City, and he played in the final. Pep Guardiola, you know, as much praise people could give Pep Guardiola, guys, man, this guy is looking really funny when the light is shining bright on him, man. He's looking really funny, Abdullahi.
No. Here's the ironic thing with Pep, because he's an undeniably a legendary, incredible manager. But the fact that people you know how good you have to be for people to nitpick your decision making? Like, think about it. Like, people always get on Pep, and I don't, trust me, I'm not a believer of his philosophy of football. I like a more balanced approach to coaching. But think of how good you have to be to where the only fault people make at you, the only chink in your armor, is your decision making. That's absurd. Pep Guardiola is like a superhero. Because if the only qualms people have against him is, why didn't you play a defensive midfielder? Then that says a lot to how good he is. Even without a defensive midfielder.
You think so, Marvelous?
I think so, bro. Think about it.
No, I mean,
think about it.
The guy hasn't won a Champions League since Xavi was playing, bro. Since what was it? 2011. Abidal and Puyol was playing at that time.
Mourinho hasn't won one since 2010.
Yeah, but then the teams that Mourinho won it with, and the unbelievable team that Pep won it with, it's not even comparable. Like, let's be honest, guys.
Wait, how is it not comparable?
What do you mean?
It's not comparable?
Because
that 2010 Inter is nowhere. You can't really compare. Mourinho,
how could you? They literally beat Barca. They literally beat Barca.
Here's the thing, Tosi. Mourinho had to be a coach and a tactician to beat Barcelona. I feel like you give that Barcelona team to any other good, above average manager, they get to that final. Maybe
I don't think so.
Absolutely, I agree 110%, man.
No, you can't say that, man. That's doing a disservice to the tactical work. Dude, managers are doing tactical work 9 months around the clock, 24/7.
No.
But you're gonna do a disservice to them by saying if any other guy had this team, they would.
Let me make a quick joke. That's true. Managers are probably obsessing over football 24/7, 365. That's why they start going bald early. But think about this. I was actually gonna bring this point up, Tosi. Right now, if Pep Guardiola walks from City, do you take him at PSG?
Fuck no. I'm not a Pep fan. I'm just not a Pep fan. But I can appreciate what he's done. You know what I mean? I can appreciate what he's done. Like, I'm not gonna take away from what he's done.
No. We're not. It's not taking away from what he's done. But it's because Pep Guardiola, a lot of times he's considered as the messiah of football. He's considered as the greatest manager.
I'm never in that.
They call him the Messi of football. Call him the Messi of football.
That's what I'm saying. So, no one here is gonna deny he's a great manager. He's an absolute legendary manager. He's gonna be in the history book as one of the greatest managers of all time. But guys, let's be honest. As everybody here believes he's that great, you should be winning. He should have won a Champions League with Bayern Munich, with that Bayern Munich squad.
I agree.
He should have won it, and he should win. You should have won it with this Manchester City squad. Let's be honest, guys.
Sometimes it's not meant to be.
But you know how they say you either live you live long. However that quote goes, you live long enough as a hero, you see yourself turn into the villain.
Yeah.
You guys are making these statements like he should have won with Bayern. And he should, if he did all these things, he would undeniably be like the greatest.
There won't be an argument, Marvelous. There will not be an argument. You would never hear me say
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's important that people put things in perspective. Just be careful what you're saying. You wish someone did, because if he did that and you don't like him, you would be living in the mud. You wouldn't even be able to speak.
Yeah, I mean, but guys, people say he's better than they try to retire Mourinho, say Mourinho is finished, Mourinho is a bum, Mourinho is this. People trying to say he's better than Sir Alex Ferguson. When you say that, come on, guys. Then we had to criticize Pep Guardiola when he fails, and then even when he fails, because like today, let's be honest, this Chelsea team, I 100%, I put so much respect on this Chelsea team. Thomas Tuchel, you know, I celebrated the goal. I was with you guys in spirit, man. Today only I was a Chelsea fan, man. Go Blues! But the quality of this Chelsea team, guys, this Chelsea team and this Man City team, I don't think is comparable. And yet Chelsea still beat them. That's what I'm saying. He still lost.
No, it's comparable, but like City are discernibly better.
No, because like, look, let's be honest, guys. Pep Guardiola, he came here and for 5 seasons he was building this team to win a Champions League. Tuchel came in what 6 months and won a Champions League. Like,
I know, but come on, you can't really. You can't use that to undermine. It's very hard to win the Champions League. Look, Manchester United has spent the most money in the last 5-6 years. They haven't won a Champions League.
When I say
no one shits on Manchester United for not winning a Champions League.
People think this is like an absurd argument. I can make an argument. Like if you gave me a day to prepare, I don't even need a day. If you gave me like 3 hours to prepare, I can make a valid argument that the Champions League is harder to win than the World Cup.
Every 4 years.
No, listen, because the World Cup, you kind of have to have a generational.
No.
To win the World Cup, it has to be general. You have to be born into a country that produces good footballers. Albania, they're not winning the World Cup anytime soon. But in the Champions League, you can have a club that has everything. The Galacticos never won a Champions League. You can have a club that has everything and they will never win the Champions League. The World Cup, more often than not, through trial and error, a country that produces good footballers can win the World Cup. But the Champions League, you can have it all. And if the stars are against you, if UEFA is against you, if referees are against you, you can lose. So trust me, this competition is hard to win. Mourinho may never win another one. Guardiola may never win another one.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
What I'm saying, Mourinho may never win another one. Guardiola may never win another one. Like City fans are saying, oh, we'll be back here. It may take us 10 years. Someone said, oh, we'll be back here next season. You guys may never come back here. And that's how hard to win this competition is.
It's like winning a Super Bowl.
Trust
me. It really is, man. It's hard, bro. Because there's a lot of factors that come into it. Luck is a factor in the Champions League. You need to have luck sometimes too. Like let's not take that for granted.
Guys, like, it's true. You know why? You know what? Look at the Mahrez last shot that he went over the bar. If there was no luck in there, that was like an equalizer.
Oh, you don't even I thought that went in. I thought that went in. You know,
go that far. Look at the block Rudiger made on Foden. If Rudiger is like half of a second slower,
that's a goal.
Foden puts that in. Because Mendy wasn't even set. And if City scored at that point, it's a totally different game.
That was the best defensive play of the game.
It's about margins and inches. And like when teams get overconfident and they say, oh, we went to the final this year, we're going to be back there next year. More often than not, you're not.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you're there, you have to win it.
Yep. That's why I'm sure PSG fans are so mad about the missed chances. Like it's like because like this, you can't blow those chances in the final. Like you just have to take them. Like,
yeah.
You know, because it's hard to get back. Like because teams will improve. Because
everyone's going to improve. Yeah, everyone's going to get better.
Yeah, because teams aren't just going to sit back and say, "Oh, well, this team is the best team in the world. Well, we're just gonna stay." No, they're gonna try to compete against them to get better. That's why you saw Real Madrid when Barcelona was when Barcelona was on top. Real Madrid went and bought Cristiano. They bought all these guys because they want to upstage Barcelona. So teams are going to be spending money. Like PSG, I'm telling you one thing: PSG will spend a lot of money this summer. Like they're going to spend.
A prime example in recent memory is Ajax. Look at that golden generation of players that they had, and people were like, "Man, if they could keep them together, football parity." Look at Ajax now. They're still a great team in Dutch football and to what they mean to the game at large in its global sense of how they only use academy products. But being objective, they're nowhere near come into another Champions League final.
They're
they're even struggling in the Europa League. That's how bad it is.
I'm saying
So
when
people say, "Oh no, this manager," like for example, people discredit Sir Alex because he only won 2 Champions League in 20 years. 2 Champions Leagues in 20 years is incredible.
And look at the teams he had. Like, how many of those teams really were good enough to win the Champions League?
If you spend 40 years as a football manager, you'll be lucky to win 1 Champions League. So the fact that people write off Mourinho, they say Mourinho only has 2 Champions Leagues. Do you know how like you just sound silly to say, oh, Mourinho only has 2, Zizou has 3. To win 1, to make a finals appearance,
is difficult.
And that's why I made the comment. I said Pep is kissing the silver Champions League medal. He kisses that medal because he knows, even though it's second place, this is an incredibly difficult accomplishment.
It's hard. Marvelous, you know what that 2 Champions League? You know when people do that? That's just lazy. That's just being lazy when they say this guy only has 2 Champions League.
The thirst for the Champions League is why Buffon is willing to risk having a heart attack. That's the reason why Buffon keeps jumping around the way he is. Legendary goalkeeper. He's ruining his legacy because he knows that he needs a Champions League.
Yes, just retire.
There are players who know that they should have already retired. They're still playing because they keep telling themselves, this may be the year. This may be the year. This may be the year. That's
Buffon
how much
said in his Buffon even said Champions League is worth 3 Serie A titles. Like he said that. So you know he's
popping those bottles down. We popping those bottles down. That Fraudiola bum fraud, bro. What did I tell you, Le'Veon? You bum, you absolute loser. I told you was gonna lose. That overthinking fraud. He needs Messi. How many times I have to tell you that? Messi gave him 9. That's what happened. You're fraud. You're GOAT. He choked. Don't ever compare him to Mourinho. Don't ever compare him to Zidane. Don't ever compare him to Ancelotti. Don't even compare him to Bob Paisley. If I ever see anybody compare this fraudiola bum that spent over $600 billion just to lose to baby Jesus.
Same as Mourinho.
He made Messi look like
Mourinho spent more than Pep.
I thought, bro, my brother was watching the game. My brother was like, bro, this guy missed him out. Is he the best midfielder in the world? Like, he made Messi look like freaking Iniesta, bro. That's how trash your fraud is, bro.
Relax,
I don't ever want to use. If you ever say Guardiola, I will personally virtually slap you if I ever use. You're rotten now comparing them like that. You fraud.
I still am.
Wait, comparing who?
Milton,
Pep to Mourinho, man.
Milton, get some water, man.
Oh, come on, bro. You're really gonna cape for Mourinho after today? Really? Like, come on, dude.
I mean, to be fair, Pep has made more CL finals than Mourinho.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. Like, this is a Mourinho thing. Really?
Mourinho never lost. Zidane never lost in the Champions League final. Bob Paisley never lost. So how did his let Guardiola really?
Wait. Who was the third name you said, Vilton?
Bob Paisley.
Yo, Vilton, you know your history, bro. Vilton really knows his history. But no, what I was gonna say is this: if Pep and Mourinho start to get to the tail end of their career as managers and they only have 2 CLs, people have to put respect on Ferguson. And trust me, I don't like Ferguson because I
no. People have to put respect on Zidane. I think so.
No.
Yeah,
Ferguson.
Now, Ferguson,
undeniably, Zizou, of course, undeniably. But they have to put respect because people sort of write Ferguson off. They'll be like, "Oh, he has so many chances. He should have way more."
Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's disrespectful.
Yeah, how many of those teams really were good enough? Like Tom Cleverley.
It's very difficult to come to the Champions League final. The Champions League, you have 12 games, right? 12 games to win it, and it's so difficult. Like,
it's hard, man.
It's hard. Because one game, you have a bad night, you're out. And it's small margins, right? Yeah, you're out. One night, your players are just off, you're out. Or maybe you have some injuries or you have suspensions, you're out. Like, it's such a difficult competition to win. Like,
the Champions League is the Champions League is the only competition in the world where a simple yellow card for a key player
can make a difference.
Is all it takes for you to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yep. I said the small details. Like you get punished. It's the highest level of football. Like you can't even make a mistake. You concede. Like if you close your eyes for 2 minutes, you might lose. You might be done. Like it's done. Nights out.
Listen, Emmy, you're making the point that I was making yesterday on HH's stream, because HH said, "Do we see any of the sides getting like like do we see any of the sides getting humiliated?" And I said the only way that will happen is if a team concedes and their shoulders start to drop, their heads start to drop. We may have a case where the team that scores goes on to score their second and their third goals in the space of 5 minutes, because that can happen in the Champions League. You could see 0-0 in the 50th minute, and by the 55th minute, it's 3-0, and you're wondering what happened.
Correct. Yeah, that's the Champions League for you. And I'll add here real quick. I would not be surprised if Pep leaves Manchester City this week, because he has a lot of pride. And it will be difficult for him to face this Man City team and tell them anything. Because right now, I don't know if they will listen to him. I'm telling you. Because I think he might. No, I can tell you this. Those players will look at themselves and say, we could have beaten this Chelsea team. We could have beaten this guy. And I'm sure they'll be like, if they started the right team. I think it was totally disrespectful for Pep to start the Champions League final without a DM. And, and the goal came because there was no DM in that spot, because there was nobody, the whole defense was left exposed. Vera opens up Diaz, takes the run, and boom, Havertz is true. Boom, he scores. Yeah.
He made a mistake.
We have to give it to Thomas. We have to give it to Thomas Tuchel, though. Tuchel is not. Who made a mistake?
That's a Pep. He made a mistake.
Pep?
Yeah.
Well, how many times has he made a mistake? He's made mistakes almost every year. Like, he inherited
Leon, he did it. He did 5-2.
No, but even the great coaches make mistakes every year.
No, he's never let's go back to his Bayern Munich days. He won a triple. So this guy won a triple. He won the treble 2013. He takes over Bayern Munich 2014. Boom, he loses. 2015, he loses again. 2016, he loses again, and then he leaves. He leaves Bayern Munich, comes to Man City. He's been bottling it all this while. So this year, he takes them to the final. And for some reason, he plays Gundogan as a holding midfielder when there's N'Golo Kante. Like, I think that's total disrespectful to Kante, because Kante will look at it like, whoa, for real? Like, there's nobody? Like, okay, if I win the ball, what true? Pretty much. And that's what happened. That's why Kante was man of the match today. He was just everywhere. Kante was, wow. Kante has a very good shout for Ballon d'Or. I won't lie. After today, he won the man of the match again. The UEFA man of the match. Was,
I just had something on my Twitter feed, but I lost it trying to retweet it. Only a handful of players have won both the World Cup and the Champions League in the 21st century. Only a handful of them. Giroud, Kante, and maybe 9 others or 10 others.
The whole Spanish team throughout 2008, 2010, 2012.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah. Those guys that play for Barcelona, right? Yeah, they won the World Cup
and Real Madrid
and Germany.
But you know what? Another reason why I'm also happy for Aspie, his generation of Spanish footballers, majority of them all have Champions League medals. And you can imagine, especially when he was
he's not a Spanish footballer, man. He's been snubbed so many times.
He's in the Euro squad. But listen to the point I'm trying to make. You can imagine when he was incredible in Mourinho's second stint, and that season Conte won us the Premier League. If I remember correctly, Sevilla and Barcelona may have wanted to sign him. So you can imagine these his Spanish counterparts saying to him, what are you gonna get with all this loyalty to one club? Well, now he can show his Champions League medal and be an equal and show them that he also has one and that the loyalty he's shown to Chelsea has paid off.
But honestly, Marvelous, this bum named guy Guardiola. Like, so let me get this straight. You haven't been playing Raheem Sterling. Don't get me wrong. He was probably the City best player in the pitch this game, like today. But
he was.
He was City best player some way, somehow. I don't know how that happened, but let me get this straight. Ruben Diaz and John Stone and Fernandinho and Rodri been the entire system this season, where you guys been absolutely amazing defensively. And some way, somehow, you beat PSG like that. And you literally don't play them. you don't play Fernandinho or Rodri. Like,
yeah,
what is wrong with this guy, bro? Like,
yeah. No. Let me say what.
No. Let me just say this: Gundogan is your highest goal scoring like midfielder this season, and you don't play him, bro. Like, come on, man. Like he
can't play deep.
He can't play deep. Gundogan been scoring so much goal for you this season, and you freaking play him deep. Like, bro, come on, Lep.
He played Gundogan as his holding midfielder, which, you know, I think Pep's idea was like, you know what, I cannot beat this guy if I try to play my regular system. Let me just outpossess him and pick my moments where I could tell my players to press Chelsea with all 6 of the midfielders. But that was a very big gamble. Like, that was total disrespect. Bro, Chelsea beat Real Madrid home and away. They beat Atletico home and away. How did you think you could beat Chelsea without a holding midfielder? Like, Pep, I think Pep needs to just, I think he needs to probably take, I don't know, but that was total disrespect. I'm sure Tuchel even said it during his presser just right now. He said he was expecting to see Fernandinho. He was surprised that there was no Fernandinho. And he was like, does he want to play all out attack? Like, it seems like just beat you guys twice in the last 5 weeks, 2 times.
And look at the goal we scored. It was strictly a counterattack. It was like made to perfection.
Oh, yeah.
Caught them out of balance, out of their shape.
Yep, we overloaded that. It started from a pass from Mendy, right? Mendy lobs the ball up to Chilwell. Chilwell puts a pass through for Mason Mount. And guess what happened? As soon as he passed that ball to Mason Mount, you could see Werner and Havertz. I don't know. I think they spoke German.
No. Havertz was giving the hand to Mason Mount. It was giving him that, like, just pass me the ball.
Even before then, if you look at the two.
Look at the run that Werner made. Werner kind of created that space for Havertz.
Exactly. That run Werner made took Diaz away and opened that space for Havertz.
Because if you see, that's the point I was making. Kyle Walker was trying to cover for Diaz because Diaz ran out of position. And that's why Kyle Walker was kind of off. Because think about it, in a foot race, Kyle Walker is going to outrun Havertz. But he was kind of like off balance because he was trying to compensate for Diaz being out of place. So that I don't know how they're able to communicate.
Yeah,
but they did it.
And then if you look at the play also, you see that Diaz actually ran ahead because when Timo Werner made that run, guess what? Diaz said to himself, I need to go ahead of this guy and cover him because I believe this is who Mason Mount is going to pass to. But guess what? That run he made actually helped Havertz because Havertz would have been offside if Diaz had not made that run and to cover Werner. And as soon as he made that run, Mason Mount played probably the most delicious pass he had ever played in his whole career. Like that pass, wow.
It was perfectly weighted.
It was perfectly weighted. It should Diaz. Because let me tell you, Diaz was like, I swear, this guy is going to pass to Werner because Werner is the speed merchant. Because if you look at when we played them in the FA Cup, it was the same pass Mason Mount gave to Werner, right?
Yeah.
It was the same pass Mason Mount gave to Werner, and Werner ran down the channel and crossed to Ziyech, who tapped the ball because the keeper came out, rushed out. In this particular instance, Diaz didn't want to gamble. Diaz ran to cover Werner because he knew one-on-one, if Mason Mount drops that ball to Werner, Werner is going to dust him, and he had to get a yard or two ahead of Werner. But guess what? Mason Mount instead passed the ball to Havertz opened up himself, like, pass me this ball. Havertz took that. After I also Havertz to the ball, I said, it's over. Havertz is going to score. And you know what? He actually, and guess what? Ederson stood up for him because Ederson thought he was going to lob him.
Yeah. He stood. Then he just took him back.
He didn't go for the lob. He went round him because guess what? The ball was on his perfect left foot. He's a left footer. He just went the ball around, and guess what? He got to the ball before Ederson could actually touch. Because Ederson, it was outside the box. Ederson touches that ball, the red card, and a free kick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If Havertz didn't score, Ederson would have been sent off for handball. But we have to highlight how German managers are taking over the game. How many German managers have won the Champions League in the last 10 years? Jupp Heynckes,
Hansi Flick,
Klopp,
Jürgen Klopp, Tuchel. Mm-hmm.
And think about it, the German managers. Okay, Heynckes, he lost in 2012. He went back in 13 and he won. Klopp, he lost in 18, went back in 19 and he won. Tuchel lost 20, went back 2021 and won. Their whole philosophy and the way they just constantly reinvent tactics, you have to applaud them. German managers are doing their thing.
Yeah.
Emmy, you make a lot of great points. We always kind of agree with our analysis, like how we look at football. That's insane.
Yeah, I watch the game for so long, and when you see certain things. Today I was just watching what Tuchel was doing and what Guardiola was doing. Tuchel beat him in a tactical game today. He beat him hands down, like it was a knockout. Like he beat him so well. Guardiola didn't know what to do at some point. It was like, okay, what? Man, I'm glad that Chelsea had Tuchel though. Oh wow, that's the best thing that has happened to that Chelsea Football Club. It's right. In 4 months, you come into a club that was in probably a disaster class and propel them to win the Champions League. And guess what? Edouard Mendy has kept 10 clean sheets in 12 games. And that's a record.
Chelsea have now won the most major trophies in the last 20 years in England.
In England, 17.
Manchester United have 13. Manchester City have 13.
Chelsea
we have
17.
That's crazy. Roman Abramovich. When a person cares about something and they're invested in the success of that thing, it's undeniably going to work. He is the best manager in football.
Fabrizio just to tell you right now that Chelsea is going to give Thomas Tuchel a long-term contract.
Oh yeah, wow. Roma was there.
The guy has the chance to create something special because
long-term contract.
The generation.
You said yesterday 1-0. Oh yeah, let's celebrate. Blue is the color. Uba is the name.
Hey, I can't even lie, guys.
You know one thing.
Emmy, go. Emmy, go.
No. I was just going to say that. When I listened to Tuchel's post-match conference after they won, the guy said he's not going to get carried away. He's going to assure Roman that from the first day next season, they're going to chase for that Premier League title. See, when I hear Tuchel talk, even me, that is not a player, I'm ready to go to war with him. Like, the guy is a full general. Like, he is such yeah, he's so amazing with words. Like even with all the things he has achieved today,
Emmy, you know what makes me laugh? You know what makes me happy? Emmy, you know what makes me happy? I was the advocate of Frank Lampard. I get racist abused. I was the advocate of Kai Havertz, calling him Jamal Zidane. I get racially abused. The irony about it is Kai Havertz came on Clash and scored the winning goal. Now people can't even say what again. They're only tweeting. All the social media now, Twitter is Jamal Zidane. Like I can't see. Being happy, I'm just kind of chilling because if I want to talk, I'll just go on some people I don't want to go at. So rather that, I'll just keep my mood and just
exactly, Abdullahi. Exactly. Hey, that's the nice. Hey, you're too nice. Hey, if that was me,
why you had the nice. Oracle?
Listen, I've been telling Abdullahi, bro. The stars have aligned. The guy that you vouched for scored the winning goal. You have to seize your moment.
Man, the funny part about it, I vowed there for him since he was in Bayer Leverkusen. With the very first day he signed that chair, I was like, that is my man. I don't care about Ziyech. I don't care about Timo Werner.
Do you guys remember Kai Havertz's first touch, not even touch, first pass in a Chelsea jersey? You remember how much they clowned you?
They clowned you so hard, like,
he came off the bench and he was trying to kick the ball across the field and he knocked it out of bounds.
I mean, I get so many abuse just because I said I rated Kai Havertz a lot. Oh my God, in heaven. Bruno Fernandes, Labiu. I love you, Labiu. I love you so much, Labiu. Bruno, Labiu, KDB. Oh my God, in heaven. Until you give me your UCL medal, do not ever in your life come close to my man, Emma. Ever again. Please. Don't ever.
Abdullahi, you need to go on the football terrace and have a serious conversation about N'Golo. Because I don't think those guys respect him like they should.
I don't want to go
this
there.
Guy N'Golo.
Abdurrahman, I told you yesterday, if I go to football terrace, we will fight. We will fight. You know what? We will fight. You know why we will fight? Because we have different. We're gonna have a different conversation. We will have a fight.
Bro,
I'm even getting put out.
I don't really respect the football terrace. I don't respect the football terrace.
It came in and it went. I think it's gonna come back.
Okay. The problem is Chelsea fans will not respect N'Golo like they do Lampard. N'Golo Kante has done it for club and country. He's delivered Chelsea.
I respect N'Golo Kante, like I said. Like
Champions League,
see,
Europa League.
When I hear Goretzka, my head almost fell out of the window.
For his country.
Leon Goretzka,
he lived up to the hype when he came to
the club.
N'Golo
Kante, who has won the World Cup, back-to-back EPL. Are you telling me
nobody wants to have? They don't want to have a black guy to face the best midfielder of Chelsea's history. They're gonna give it to Lampard or I don't know Fabregas, but this guy N'Golo, and N'Golo was never on a team as good as Frank.
Makelele, Obi Mikel, Frank Lampard,
Michael Essien.
Yep.
Let me make this point.
Just has the years.
Let me make this point. If we go out and we sign sensibly and we hit all our targets in the transfer market,
I don't want to hear Lukaku, guys. I don't want to hear
Me neither. I don't want Lukaku.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Lukaku.
Let's say through some miraculous way we land Kane, we get Locatelli, and we sign like Hakimi or like a versatile fullback, and then we get Eden Hazard for like half price. That's an incredible summer.
You see,
Eden on a loan. But the thing is,
people are saying Eden Hazard. I'm not saying let's go sign Eden Hazard and let him play every Premier League fixture. Having Eden Hazard in the dressing room alone as a player that a lot of the attacking-minded players can sort of like learn from is like paramount. That can win you games in itself. Eden Hazard doesn't have to be suited and booted running around on Stamford Bridge. Him being on the bench, even him just being a role player is enough for me.
Man, I can't even lie. I'm just sobering. I'm just sobering up now.
I don't want to break. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but with Harry Kane,
I don't want to be there.
I don't think he's gonna come to Chelsea because even I don't, because if he was really a club merchant like an Alan Shearer or a Teddy Sheringham or one of those British lads that wants to be the face of the club. He would never put the transfer request. So he has a bit of that mindset to want to win. But I see him going to Man City and wanting to become a legend there.
Guys,
as opposed to Chelsea. We're in the same city, man.
Guys, I want to talk about Pep, but I'm having a little bit leeway about Pep because Pep has been doing some bullshit in the last 2-3 years. He's been getting away with it. He's been getting away with it a lot of time. He's been doing some bullshit. When I say the lineup, I was like, what?
Yeah, the lineup.
No DM.
I don't know who said here.
How do you play Chelsea without a DM?
Could be leaving.
Abdullahi, everyone here got the got Pep wrong in terms of you thought he was going to change the 3 at the back. I thought there's going to be it's just the lineup was weird, bro. Like even Sterling in the lineup was a shock. Like
I did not expect Sterling. I was like,
I didn't expect Sterling on the lineup.
Of all people to do what? Then I was like, when I saw Regime, I was like, Regime's gonna have a pace with this guy. And I was like, oh, when Thiago Silva was in, I was like, oh my god in heaven, now we're screwed. We don't have an experience.
Yeah, I think what's it called? Nah, I just think what's it called? Pep, you could if you beat him consistently, you could get into his head. That's simple. The lineup shows that.
Thank you.
If you beat him,
when Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona, what was that team that, like, for whatever reason, he just could not beat? There was a team at Barcelona who he lost like 1-0-2, and they were like a lower team. And anytime he faced them up until when he left Barcelona, he always did weird things against them.
Exactly.
Same thing with when he was at Bayern. If you're able to get 1 or 2 odd victories against Pep, he'll dismiss it and make it seem like it doesn't bother him because he's a perfectionist. He always has to serve his face. He always has to be like, no, I'm Pep. I'm the almighty Pep. I destroyed football. He always has to feed into that narrative, that perception of him. But the guy is an overthinker.
He'll overthink.
Listen, the fact that he's already bald, like, you know how some bald people, you see patches of hair on their head? He's like bald beyond all remorse. That shows you that he thinks about football beyond reasonable doubt. The guy was definitely thinking about
doing was a complicated show yesterday because I was really more confident in that show. People were like, I was like, we can beat Man City. We can beat this team. I'm not just like, I was like,
I wouldn't say you were confident, but you were not as pessimistic, but you weren't confident. You were like 50-50.
I was 50-50, but I was like, we can beat Man City. I was like, we're gonna beat this team. Because the reason I said we're gonna beat him because I look at the Man City last 2 matches. People were saying Man City didn't play their first 11. I was like, as City didn't play our first 11, as Man City even play them? No. So for me, you're gonna be giving Man City the head. I get that the underdog suit us a lot. Let's go with the underdog. I love it. Let's go with the underdog. I love it.
The form going into the game made me in an odd way. It made me optimistic. Because of the way we were losing games and the way we were getting beat. It was just like it was just.
And I think it was Eddie that said that if Chelsea came into this match and we were FA Cup holders of the year and we made it into top 4 comfortably and we smacked up Aston Villa and we might have been too overconfident. So it might have been good to have a bit of that trepidation.
Yeah, we had
fear.
We had a point to prove. We had a point to prove, and the players proved it. Everyone. I was screaming 1-0. I'm glad Abdullahi, when I joined, you said it. I was screaming 1-0 for about 10 minutes. I said 1-0 Chelsea. Mason Mount, what a pass. Kai Havertz, what a goal. Because I didn't watch the stream. Forgive me, Abdullahi. So I'll catch up later. But Timo Werner almost cost us this game.
That man is a bastard, man. Guys, I think the fan that did not travel to Porto were given the chance to watch the match at the Stamford Bridge. There was like a big screen for the fans to watch it there. There was outside the Stamford Bridge and inside the pitch also too.
I think did Lewis G go? I think he was.
No, yeah, Kefri Lewis was there. But I think the other guys who didn't travel, they gave them. There was a big smart TV screen outside the Stamford Bridge where everybody could sit down and watch the match.
Was it called the Green Mans?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Wembley. That's in my house.
In London.
Oh yeah, it was at Wembley. So
it was at Wembley. Yeah,
everybody went to Wembley and watched it.
All the Chelsea fans went to Wembley to watch the game at the pub.
And the pub, yeah.
I was gonna go, but my friends didn't book the venue in time. Apparently it was packed there.
It was packed. There were so many Chelsea fans, so many.
That's what people were telling me.
Yeah, there were so many Chelsea fans there. So it was watched at Wembley. Our week the match was played at Wembley.
Hey, Abdullahi, are you happy? I could tell you're overjoyed.
I'm overwhelmed because every narrative I have had already came to.
I think I'm gonna pop the bottles tomorrow because it still hasn't settled in yet.
It still hasn't settled in for me.
Bro, I still
cannot believe it. Like in my mind, I'm gonna show you guys something right now.
Marvelous. If HH bring me in, you can just continue with your show because I need to have a conversation with HH.
I'm gonna show you guys something right now.
I need to speak my mind out.
Abdullah, I'm gonna send you a video. Pull up your Twitter DMs. Okay. In my mind, this is what is gonna happen tomorrow, because I still can't believe we're champions.
Like, no, right now for me, I have to sober up and then watch the celebration and the footage of lifting the trophy for it.
I have to watch it.
I have to sleep on it.
What do you send to me? Did you send it to me yet? Or no?
I think the reason why it hasn't settled in
inbox right now.
Guys, we haven't won the Super Cup and the FIFA Club Cup yet. So
the Super Cup is a trophy. I said I wanted the Super Cup.
We need to win that stuff. Yeah.
And Sam was like, "Who cares about that? We've lost 3 Super Cups in the last 10 years. After we won the Champions League, we got smacked by Atletico 4-1. Then we went against Bayern. We lost on penalties after we won the Europa League. Mm-hmm. Then the second time we won the Europa we lost to Liverpool. Oh my God. See? FIFA's trying to take me out because they know that.
Marvelous. You know how you said that you wanted Eden to come back for morale or...
Bro. Yeah, I want him to come back just for that because people are thinking.
Who in this squad knows him though? That's why Willian wanted to come back. I don't think so.
He knows all of them.
Zuma, Rudiger, Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante.
He literally said in his Real Madrid interview when we played them after they lost.
Come on now.
That aside from the new signings, he knows every single one.
He knows everyone.
Because even think about the academy kids. The academy kids were probably like big fans of him while he was there.
How old is he?
30 years. 30 years
31.
30.
He's turning 31 or 30.
Yeah, he's gonna turn 31
so
next year.
Is he gonna be the starting left winger for Belgium?
Yep.
Yeah,
he's starting for Belgium. Yeah,
he'll start for Belgium. I think he's gonna perform really well in the Euros.
So do I.
Because I feel like the Real Madrid environment might just be too toxic for him. Sometimes it's not for a lack of effort. Sometimes it's just environment. Maybe he just isn't fitting in. You can't put
the same thing happens to Chelsea. That environment at PSG was toxic for him. He wasn't able to implement what he wants.
Is Have Hope drunk?
Yeah, he is.
Man, that guy better be careful. Last time I seen him, he took about 2 shots.
Check your DMs and pull it up. In my mind, this is how
I saw what you said. Okay.
This is I put it on the screen. This is what is gonna happen tomorrow morning in my mind.
I have to replay his thing from Twitch because apparently he cried on stream.
HH, yeah. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen tomorrow morning.
I'm too excited now, man.
I'm gonna wake up and this is gonna feel like a dream.
Bro,
I'm gonna rewatch it over and over again.
Marvelous.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the game. I got too drunk.
What are those guys? Are those guys still streaming on Terry's platform? I wonder what they're saying.
I don't know.
I don't care.
The football terrace is biased towards Chelsea, man. They just dislike Chelsea for no reason.
They hate Chelsea. That's the reason, because of Roman. Because of Roman, they're gonna hate us. Remember when you're successful. How do you expect people to like you when you're successful?
Hey, Abdullahi.
Yep.
Do you think that obviously you people on the panel, obviously you don't need to say your political stance with this whole thing that's going on, but do you think that Abramovich's supposed like Palestine Israel thing could affect transfers?
Nah, this is football, man.
It's football.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, I think Mohamed Salah, when he was at Chelsea, and Abramovich had an issue with regards to this sort of...
because apparently Roman supports Israel, which could be a big problem.
Apparently
that's a good point.
But N'Golo is his best player. This guy's a black Muslim.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, is this a potential issue? Because
I don't think so.
It's football, man. Come on.
I remember specifically that Mohamed Salah had an issue with Abramovich a while ago. I don't know what the exact
Eden
story
Hazard,
was.
is he Muslim?
Yeah, Eden Hazard's Muslim, or at least I know he grew up in a Muslim household.
Yeah. So I don't know. Even Lukaku, I think, is a transfer.
Guys, let's talk about Kevin De Bruyne today. How bad was KDB today? How bad was it?
Who's going first? Can I go first?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see, the thing is, once you know what KDB is, you're not gonna be shocked about his play.
Hold on, let me get a coffee.
Yeah, okay, no worries. If Pep plays well, if City play well, KDB will play well. And if City don't play well, KDB will look bang average. That's just how football is right now. Is the bottom line. So KDB didn't play well. I'm not surprised. That's not to say he's bad. He's a quality player, but he's a system player. That's not disrespectful.
If this final gets played 10 times, I think Man City wins 7.
Are you sure?
I think so. Because they lost KDB. He wasn't great before, but I think that Man City, because you got to remember, let's just go through the chances. Riyad Mahrez in the dying moments. Before that, I think Phil Foden's shot was blocked by
Rudiger. Yeah, Rudiger. Rudiger. Yeah.
Then there was that beautiful pass by the midfielder in goal, Ederson, to
Sterling. The touch.
Rudiger. Those are 3 clear. Those should have been goals. Maybe not Riyad's chance, but Chelsea. You have that Timo chance in the first 5 minutes where he knocks it off his both feet and he's doing a tic-tac dance.
Yeah.
Then you have, I want to say Pulisic had a chance. I'm not sure, but then there was a counter attack. I remember
after the first goal, Pulisic had a chance to end the game and he missed. Yeah.
But even then, there was a chance where there was a block in the 6-yard box by Zinchenko on Havertz.
Havertz
was doing like a shot or a pass, or he was trying to just feint or something. And you look at it like that. And other than that, Chelsea played all right. Chelsea was all right. I would say KDB before the injury, and that was weird too. It was like, I don't know what I think he had a black eye, but other than that, he must have been mentally fine. Like with 20 minutes to go, he just shoulder. So what happened? Like, why did he leave early? He could have just sat there like Thiago did for us.
Maybe he was concussed. Concussions are a big deal.
Yeah, especially now in football. If you're concussed, they're taking you off now.
Look at Rudiger.
Having a concussion could be a sign that you're bleeding internally, having a brain bleed.
Remember, Marvelous. Remember, Vertonghen against I think was it City?
Yeah, if you have a concussion, it means you suffered some type of traumatic injury to your brain. Your brain has moved violently. That means you might be bleeding, like having a hemorrhage. That can kill you.
That's not what happened to De Bruyne.
He ran into Rudiger's shoulder head first. That's why he has a black.
And the shoulder's the strongest. It's one of the strongest bones in your body. Yeah, it's one of the strongest bones in your body. So if you go,
Rudiger? This is football, guys. Like Rudiger came into the game with the same thing that Petr Cech had on his head. So this guy was already messed up.
Yeah, but Rudiger had a nose injury, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you don't expect it, that's the thing. When you see something coming,
didn't Vertonghen almost die on the pitch?
Yeah, he did.
Almost died on the pitch because of this.
Marvelous. The crazy thing is that they thought he was okay, so he played on. He played on
and then for about 3 or 4
minutes, and he just collapsed.
No, but that's the thing. That's a meaningless game. This is a CL final. Antonio probably is never going to come back.
You want them to die on the pitch?
The Vertonghen thing.
You got to die on this pitch, man.
The Vertonghen thing. I'm pretty sure was a Champions League game. Or am I mad?
It was a Premier League.
It was
a Premier League game. Was Premier League?
It was meaningless.
It was Premier League.
Yeah, it was. I think it was early in the season as well.
That's not the argument that
in
it was
a CL final, man. You should not leave the game if you're mentally strong.
the life of a human being trumps over
I'm sorry.
being mentally strong, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, this is not Salah's injury where it was his shoulder. If it was Salah's injury against Real Madrid,
but did he
that's
come out to collect his silver medal? That just shows me someone's not mentally strong.
He might not. How do you even know that he might not even have been in the stadium. They may have taken him to the hospital. They take footballers to the hospital all the time.
No, guys,
we think they're in the locker room.
Guys, Vertonghen's thing was in the semi-final.
Potentially. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, against
Ajax. Against Ajax.
Oh,
no, it was against Ajax. Yeah, it was against Ajax apparently in the first. I could be wrong, but it says on Wikipedia, Vertonghen later revealed that the collision left him with symptoms of concussions such as dizziness and headaches for 9 months afterwards, which affected his performance in the following and final season apparently.
Damn.
Yeah, the long-term effects of a concussion are no joke. That's why I kept saying during the stream, if they feel like he has a concussion, take him off.
Get him off.
No, Rudiger's a beast, man. It looked like he was playing.
Yeah,
through.
But that
Remember
doesn't
that
matter.
One,
like someone being a beast does not trump normal human occurrences.
Was it John Terry or the guy that we sold to Crystal Palace, Cahill? One of them was playing with like a bandana or a bandage on their head.
It was Cahill. He had a cut, like a scrape that was bleeding. Cahill
yeah, I mean, you talk about internal bleeding. That was external bleeding. The guy was bleeding.
No, that's not internal. That's external.
No, he said external.
Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't hear him. But Cahill always had a lot of like head cuts, like a lot of head injuries.
Yeah, that's about
while he was at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But he never had a concussion, which is so strange to me. Okay, perfect example. Tottenham's current manager, Ryan Mason.
Ryan Mason, yes.
He had a concussion, and he almost died on the field because he collided with John Terry during the FA Cup game.
I remember that, and Raul Jimenez as well this season. That he missed the rest of the season. So you know,
concussions are no joke. Karius, what happened to Liverpool with Karius was as a result of a concussion. I guarantee you, those shots he was probably seeing the ball in doubles.
No,
like
listen,
that
it's
shot
all
that
about
he carried
mental
into the net.
No.
There's no mental fortitude with a concussion, bro. Your brain literally isn't functioning properly.
Yeah. Why do you think football? Why do you think when there's a head injury, football stops? It's getting to the point now. If there's a head injury, the game will stop because
it doesn't even have to be a clear head injury if it's suspected.
Yeah, they'll stop the game because at the end of the day, especially the way things were going, if they didn't change the rules, I Marvelous. I might be over exaggerated, but someone could have died on that pitch. If they didn't change the rules, someone could die on that pitch.
Man.
I'm not. No. This is serious.
Football is a contact sport.
Because there's people like you, right? And there's probably players that think the same as you. Oh, as a minor, it's not.
And that's what causes the unsuspecting head injuries are the ones that kill. The unsuspecting heart injuries are the ones that kill. When you have players with the mindset of,
I'm so proud of Antonio, man.
Trust me. Cristiano Ronaldo is the perfect example of a player who's a warrior.
He is a hardworking. He came from nothing. Did you listen to his interview when he was talking about that's why he plays aggressive to feed his family? This is a profession, man. When you go out to work, you have to fight for your company or to support the people that love you and that put you there. Zuma's gonna put his head there, and he knows he has competition. I'm proud of Antonio.
That's poor.
He did the right thing.
Respectfully, because I respect you. Respectfully, that's poor. As much as this is a profession, listen. If it's a profession,
that's why I want to use Cristiano Ronaldo as an example. Cristiano Ronaldo, people look at him as the biggest warrior fighter. He'll walk through the path of fire. I guarantee you, with how in tune he is with his body, how many fitness tests are run on him, how on point he is with his nutrition. If Cristiano Ronaldo has a inkling, if he suspects that he has a concussion, he'll walk off the pitch. Quick.
I haven't seen that.
Why?
So
Cristiano Ronaldo will never play with a concussion. Trust me. And the scary part is the effects of what happened to De Bruyne are probably going to be seen next season and in the Euros. Even Roberto Martinez was saying it in the halftime talk. Roberto Martinez was saying if it's a suspected concussion, that smells trouble because as the coach of Belgium, it affects the team that I select.
Exactly. And the thing is, because this is so rare.
Trust me, he ran into Rudiger's shoulder, and then Rudiger, they were talking about it. The analysts were talking about it too. Rudiger grabbed his head because Rudiger knew
But this is why I was arguing. I had a debate during the stream with Eddie regarding Thiago. As a defender, you're defending deep. You're not like tracking fast guys on the counter. How can you have a muscle injury before the biggest game? You've never been in a CL final. Well, I think he was in one last year, but this is the biggest game of your career.
Yeah, but playing through those injuries, you're sabotaging the team.
Yeah, you're sabotaging the team. He did the best decision for the team. Cristiano didn't play that.
We wasted a sub in the first 20 minutes.
Cristiano
didn't play.
Cristiano didn't play that.
If he would have continued to play, and the opposition players took note of the fact that he was struggling with an injury, they would do something called targeting, and they would send balls over to his area specifically, and he will make.
We were camped. We were camped deep. He was doing.
It could be a corner.
The Macarena, the side step.
My friend.
5 yards left and right.
My friend, did Cristiano play in that Euros, that final? Did he play the full game, or did he go off injured? Did he go off injured? Yes or is it yes or no?
That's an attacking player. Attackers exert more energy than defenders.
That's false.
Defenders.
This is because of Chelsea's physio team.
Defenders have to close down spaces. What do you want? You want us to become Real Madrid, where they're playing players when they're 80% fit, and we're having 52 players injured in the calendar year?
No, I just want guys who are going to play and die for the back.
And respectfully, as much as you say offensive players exert more energy, I'll say it's about even. To be honest,
If you look at the stats after the game, it really evens itself out because defensive players have to.
Do you want to know how shit Chelsea were? A perfect example of how shit Chelsea's physio might be this year. If you've seen Raheem Sterling, this guy had the ball. You know, footballers when they're running at full speed, they treat the ball literally like a baby. You have to have like a very delicate touch, or else it's gonna fly away from you. So he has to worry about that as well as getting tackled by grown men. This guy ran into Azpilicueta and jumped straight back up. The defender, the one who is exerting less energy and doesn't have to worry about the ball.
That's not how you look at collisions.
You're saying less energy. That's false, dude.
That's not how you look at collisions,
exactly. That's not how you look at football.
Raheem Sterling had force. Raheem Sterling was exerting the force. Azpilicueta was receiving the force, trying to make the tackle and absorbing the force. So he's the one that got ran into.
I don't think he's ready at this top level because Raheem is running full speed, chasing the game with the ball. He has to determine and think about the other players, where the pass is going to go, and he can't lose control of the ball. All you have to do is shadow him, and you're the one who comes out worse in that collision. And you basically
you know what you're explaining is simple physics dictates that. If a guy is running fast with the ball,
and you're slower,
and there's a guy that's facing you and is slower, the guy that's running fast with the ball and the guy that's facing the battle, the overall momentum of the collision is the guy that's running with the ball the same direction. They're gonna move. Every single sort of object or being in that equation is gonna move in that direction. So whatever direction that Sterling
was running to,
momentum. Simple physics dictates that it's going to move Aspi into that direction.
At top level European football, defenders rarely as a defender, you shouldn't be getting injured in a game. There's no reason why you should. As a defender, you're not the one with the ball making the decision. You're the one who's tackling people.
That could be.
No. I'm sorry. Every player tackles. Every player tackles though.
That could be the dumbest thing.
If I'm not mistaken, when you look at the stats, the type of tackles that lead to injuries are the tackles made by offensive players because they go in with every disregard, and they usually end up injuring defenders because they're chasing the game. A striker's chasing the game, a winger's chasing the game. He makes a rash challenge on a defender. That's usually how most defenders get injured. Or like a defender stretches and pulls a muscle trying to sweep a ball.
Sorry, Abdi Rahman. Sorry, can I call you, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. So let me ask you this question. So when you saw Rudiger and Christensen and all those guys playing those long balls to Timo Werner in behind, right?
Yeah.
As a defender, you're turning around. Timo Werner's obviously in behind. Aren't you sort of exerting a lot of pressure trying to catch up with that guy and remain in the defensive stance?
No, but you have to understand there's more stuff involved. There's not just, as I would say that the defender that was under the most pressure tonight was Diaz, because and Stones, that partnership way more than our guys who were protected by Jorginho and Kante respectively, as well as wingbacks.
But you said what's it called? But you said that Diaz and Stones were exposed more, but at the same time you said City
had a harder job.
Okay, but at the same time you say if City played this game 10 times, they're winning this 7 out of 10. So wouldn't that imply that the Chelsea defenders had more to do? Or
you have to look at the context. There's no reason why Thiago is getting a muscle injury when he's not. Okay, you seen how that goal was scored and how it was Zinchenko, I think, or Diaz that was behind Werner when he scored and he was through on goal. That's a perfect example of a defender or a counter attack and a defender chasing back. Thiago is protected by midfielders. He's camped backwards. He just has to look for all City were doing were intricate passes. They weren't throwing in. They weren't making crosses or anything like that, or any long balls or diagonal. We weren't caught out on the counter. We were never exposed. So it's a shame, is what I'm saying. In the biggest match of your career, Thiago, it's an embarrassment, and it's a huge reflection on the City, rather the Chelsea FC physio. No. And one of the reasons why we should have never fired that lady, because as a defender for a team parking the bus to get a muscle injury, that is the most.
We weren't parking the bus. We were the better team for at least a majority of the first half.
During the phase of play when this guy was getting knocked over and he had to come off, it was. Let's just be real. Listen, we won the game. Okay, it's. All I'm saying is, and I am being quite nitpicky and playing devil's advocate here, but all I'm saying is that's an embarrassment from Thiago. I don't think you should be lifting the trophy. You don't deserve it.
No. By that logic, should Gundogan get corned because he got injured before the game, right? So is he embarrassed? Well, apparently he was injured. He had a muscle injury before the game.
Well, listen, it's a good thing he knows the magnitude of the game. You got it. He doesn't know what this guy's. What is he? This guy's got grays in his beard, man. He's an old man, so he knows he might not come back to this point. He's coming from Borussia Dortmund. This is his big move, and
I'm just gonna test your consistency. So Salah, you don't respect him because he got injured against Real Madrid, right?
Again, you're an attacker. He literally got into like a figure four. He got RKO'd by Ramos, man.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So any defender that gets subbed off due to injury, you don't respect. Just for clarification.
If you're playing a high line, you've got most of the ball, and you're running after a guy who got away from you, and you pull a muscle, that makes sense. But when you're being that much protected, you have that little of the ball, you have that little responsibility, but to follow guys in front of you and make sure they don't tiki-taka you to death and you get a muscle injury, that's pathetic, man. Come on, like you should have just stayed on the pitch and we would have seen where we would have gone from there. I'd have more confidence if he was there. And we could have thrown more bodies there if we had his voice and his presence. And
no. He did the right thing. He didn't.
We bought him for experience and for leadership and to
the leadership
young wingbacks.
And the leadership came through when he decided that he got injured and said, "I'm going off this pitch." Christensen stepped up.
We should just get rid of him at the end of the day. He's not good enough.
No, he had a good season. He had a good season this year. I'm not going to say that. He had a good season this year. I'm not going to say that.
In Europe, yes, but not domestically.
No, I'm not going to say. Apart from one or two mistakes, which happens with any defender, I think I wouldn't say he's been trash. I'd renew him for 1 year personally.
So just me. Would you go out to look for defenders in the summer?
If the right one comes along, yeah. But if the right one doesn't, like if let's say what's it called? Let's say all of a sudden Skriniar comes available. If Skriniar's available, for example, I'm just saying you might not have to like him, but let's say Skriniar's available. That's the sort of defender where Chelsea will go out and sign. But if there's no defender like that, then I'm comfortable with Thiago Silva for at least one more year anyway.
Nah, man, that's kind of iffy, man, because I can see either him or Rudiger with a long-term injury sometime next season, and I don't feel comfortable with, especially if we're playing the back three. But I do trust Tuchel enough to want to go to give him money to go back to his home country and to find a nice Bundesliga up-and-comer. I think Upamecano, he's going to Bayern, right?
Yeah, he's going to Bayern.
Yeah, so he's off the shelf. But I do trust Tuchel if we do splash him money. Now, a long-term, I don't know what
apparently Thiago Silva's injury came from when he went to head the ball.
When he went to head the ball?
Yeah,
they don't have a target, man.
No. If Edison boosts the ball up, for example, isn't it not the job of the defender to head the ball clear?
Edison never does that. With Man City, they play out from the back. Come on, let's be real.
So that's Sterling chance. What happened there?
That was a through ball. That was a through ball. That wasn't a long ball.
They play out the back?
Yes, that was I said it in the stream. That was like triangle on FIFA. That was not square. Square is a cross, is a long ball.
Right.
This was a pass. This was on the floor pretty much. It was streamlined. It wasn't crossing, inshallah. You can't put it down to that. That was an assist. That would have been an assist if it was a goal. It was like how our goal came about. That was threading the needle at quarterback from Ederson. But listen, I feel like Thiago. I'm happy that Chelsea made you achieve your dream. It's embarrassing that you got to be a part and been able to lift up the trophy tonight.
It's not embarrassing. You're doing too much. Respectfully, you're doing too much. Stop. It's not embarrassing. I would say embarrassing.
No,
I would say embarrassing.
Those last 7 minutes, man. If he was there, I would have been a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, maybe, but that's
that corner and
that's football. So okay.
Yeah, but in that same breath, if he would have continued on with an injury, maybe he makes a mistake or he's unable to stick a foot out, and they score in those last 7 minutes.
Marvelous. He doesn't respect Marquinhos because Marquinhos got injured against Bayern Munich, right? So, and he's younger anyway. So.
No, but listen, again, it just comes down to PSG's got a better team. They play attacking football, and a lot of times Marquinhos is isolated and he doesn't have a good six there, like a Kante or Jorginho. He's not playing in the back three. I'm not making excuses or anything. All I'm saying is, in the biggest game of your career, at that age, you're the veteran. We got you there to get us over the line in those games against Leicester City, against Aston Villa, this game against City, that FA Cup game. Congratulations, he did help us. But when you're bought for those reasons, you gotta come big. I don't put the blame. That's why during the whole stream I wasn't slandering Timo, because the guy's gonna grow and he's got the full backing of the fans and the manager, more importantly, and the owner as well. So I'm not gonna get on him. But this guy's been. When did he make his debut for AC Milan? 2006-07 season. So you've been in this thing for a long time, and you were in the final last year.
2009.
2009 was it? I'm pretty sure it was 2007. He was playing alongside Maldini as a kid, as a 19-year-old babyface from Brazil. But I stand corrected. Regardless, it was a nice overall performance. The only player that I'm going to tolerate any disrespect, slight I should say constructive criticism would be Thiago, and I think he needs to leave. Other than that, guys, you can't disrespect Timo.
He's disrespect
Timo. Mason Mount has to start for England. That's without a doubt. He's way better than I was hearing people saying Jesse Lingard had a better season than Mount.
No, he didn't.
That's what they were saying on the terrace.
Oh, they're mad. The
anti-Chelsea sentiment on that channel is egregious. It's kind of sad, but I don't know what they're doing right now. I think they have their stream for Chelsea, but a lot of it is just talking shit about Josep. I haven't been back there in a while. They rebranded, but they went commercial. Like now they have interviews with like Matt Law and those type of people, and Fabrizio. I was telling Abdullahi last night that this guy Terry Fleurs, he for the past 18 months he's been getting ad revenue from thumbnails about Sancho to Manchester United confirmed. But who are some players you guys are looking that we should splash for the summer?
Hey man,
I really think it depends on the Euros and Copa though. We shouldn't make a signing.
Don't give me Lukaku though. Don't give me Lukaku. Chelsea I'll as Blue Eyes used to say, as Blue Eyes said before, if Chelsea
I would take Lautaro though. I would take Lautaro Martinez.
If Chelsea win this final, what's it called? If Blue Eyes said if Chelsea win this final, give me the same team. I'm not gonna say that, but don't give me Lukaku.
What?
Don't give me Lukaku. I'm not gonna say that, but don't give me Lukaku. I'll rather have this team than.
But then again, did Bayern Munich improve from the time that they won to the next season, or they just kept the same team? If we want to build a dynasty, and
they got Sané
to compete. No, they didn't. Sané. They had him. He was on the bench against PSG last year, right?
No.
They didn't have him.
They didn't have him last year. Yeah, they didn't have him. No.
So that's the only signing they made, and he didn't. And Gnabry's been better than him this season.
Sané
I wouldn't say Gnabry's been poor. I say they've been as poor as each other this season. I'd say Gnabry's been poor this season. Sané hasn't been great. He's had his moments though this season, but Bayern lost Thiago, which is a big loss for them. Last year to this season. I think that's the only major loss. But Bayern also lost David Alaba now as well. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see them with Nagelsmann as well. But
I think Chelsea can say what's up.
With what?
But we need one player in every phase of play. One central defender, one wide man, one central midfielder, and one striker. Because you got to think, Tammy's not sticking around. Let's be real. So Tammy was all smiles at the end of tonight, but
hey, marvelous,
you know what
marvelous,
he's doing on the inside.
Marvelous. What do you think about and Abs as well? What do you think about Ivan Toney as sort of I don't want to say squad player, but potential Chelsea striker? What do you know Ivan Toney?
Never heard of him.
Who does he play for?
Oh, Ivan Toney plays. To be fair, now here's the issue. He plays for Brentford, but he's had a
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about? Ivan Toney. Yeah, he's had a very good season. Very, very. Now again, I don't want to be that guy. So when you guys have your marvelousness years, but Abs, when you have your time, watch him.
Arsenal are also interested in him.
I think he's very, very. I hate to be that guy. I think he's very, very Drogba-esque in the sense that it's like I think he's more developed than Tammy Abraham. His penalties is very good, which is what it is. But I think he'll be a decent striker, not the marquee signing that people would have thought. But
see, when I look at him and I look at how Chelsea have sort of signed strikers and treated strikers in the last 10 years, I feel like Chelsea will do him the way they did Batshuayi. Because if you're being objective, Batshuayi is a really good striker who has never been given a fair chance at Chelsea. I feel like Batshuayi at any other club consistently would have really turned into a good borderline great striker, but just Chelsea mismanaged him. And the mode of striker that this kid is from Brentford, I think Chelsea will just mismanage him.
Loan him out eventually because he doesn't fit. Or sign him for profit.
I hate to say this, no matter how much I've criticized Tammy Abraham this season, Chelsea Football Club has also mismanaged him. We've mismanaged Tammy Abraham.
No, of course.
Looking at how he was treated under Lampard in the transfer ban season to how he was treated by Lampard and now Tuchel in the subsequent season, it's clear mismanagement. We mismanage our strikers a lot.
Clear that it's pretty obvious and clear that Chelsea have done him dirty, but I think he scored to promote them, right?
Yeah, he scored today. He scored a pen today.
Yeah.
His penalty record's very good. He's got
I love Brentford. I love Brentford, like their story,
They're
because
small.
they were
West London
almost
club.
non-league in 2009, but I feel like they're gonna go right back. They're gonna go right back next year.
To be honest, the team that they beat would have done a better chance in the Prem. And the final, the promotion for the championship, the team that lost to them would have done a better job. Because what do you guys think about these reports of Willian?
Oh, Willian should fuck off. He's not coming back
to Chelsea. No,
he should fuck off. I'm sorry for my language, but he should piss off.
One of the reasons why there's a group of Chelsea fans who really love him, and that's because in that season under Mourinho, where everyone down tools, he was the only one playing. So whenever people think of Mourinho in that second season, they think about Willian, so they hold him close to heart.
I actually wouldn't mind Willian if he knew his place, if he knew that he was just going to play.
No, just
he was going to play in everything but EPL and UCL, and he would play in every other game besides that. I would bring him back as a squad player that knows what it means to play for Chelsea.
With Willian, it's a case of where we need to move on. With Hassan, maybe not yet, but with Willian, it's a case of that's enough. You know what I mean? You've done your thing. You've got your paycheck. You're a servant to the club. Fan favorite sort of player. You know what I mean?
Let's be real, guys. In good faith, we can't just discredit those fans that want William back. If on the other hand,
Marvelous, take over. I'm on HH now. I need to talk.
All right, no worries, man. No worries.
If on the other hand, you guys want to bring a guy who they're the same age. And let's be brutally honest, guys.
Are you comparing William's
done better? No, he's done better since he left, and since he took off the Chelsea uniform.
Then who? Hazard.
Yes, let's be real. I think he scored 3 league goals for Arsenal, and he stayed in a competitive league.
My argument is
La Liga's not competitive.
La Liga's competitive, bro. But my argument is this: I think Willian has performed much worse than Hazard, but this is the only reason why. According to the stats and just looking at it, Eden Hazard has been injured for 80% of the games at Real Madrid since he signed. He's only played 11% of them in the starting 11, and 9% of them he's come off the bench. Willian, on the other hand, was not injured, and he just could not hack it at Arsenal. Besides for that first month, September and October, where Willian looked really good, and Arsenal fans were pounding their hands against their chest, he's been horrible, and he's been fit. That's what makes it worse. And in regards to Hazard, I think the Euros, Hazard is going to play well, because I just feel that something about Real Madrid is offsetting to him, and he may not disclose that, but Real Madrid might be a toxic environment for Hazard.
Marvelous.
And he doesn't have to tell us.
I agree. But the issue is, right? Do you see a scenario where Hazard plays so well in the Euros that Real Madrid are like, no, we don't want to sell him?
I've actually I remember Fabrizio Romano.
It depends, because
I remember Fabrizio Romano saying like 3 months ago that Florentino Perez, no matter what, will stick by Hazard because he wants Hazard, Benzema, and Mbappe to be his front line for next season. So I don't know. I feel like if Hazard balls out in the Euros, Real Madrid would not want to let him go.
I don't. So to that, Marvelous, I'll just say this, right? I think the connection between Hazard and the Madrid fans is broken, and once that happens, right, it's always very hard to get them back on side. The Madrid fans.
No. And that's what I was telling
very
Emmy.
Bunch, right?
Emmy, that's what I was telling people this whole season on stream. The best thing that happened to Hazard, luckily for Hazard, is being a COVID, happening since he joined Madrid. Because imagine some of these performances and him being constantly injured, him not being fully fit. Madrid fans have no loyalty except to the Real Madrid badge. They don't have a loyalty to a player. They would have whistled him. Madrid fans even try to kill Figo.
Yes. as good as Figo was,
and
his
they try
life
to
was
kill Mourinho
under threat. Yes, under threat in Madrid. Madrid fans are super spoiled. So if I were Hazard, and Hazard is someone that really flourishes when he has that connection with the fans, like in Stamford Bridge, right? You could tell when Hazard plays in Stamford Bridge, he was always just at home. And Hazard is someone that plays the game, you know, just because he enjoys the game.
Then that's what I'm saying. What if the same case, guys? We know how shit Arsenal are. They destroyed Partey. Okay, Partey went from a club that now just won La Liga to them. They destroyed him. The fans, Troops was literally was wanted to have a boxing match in America with Willian. You know, those guys on AFTV might have destroyed Willian. I think Willian has a restaurant in West London that got like bad reviews from Arsenal fans on
for real?
their website. So I think Willian,
that's a very big Brazilian restaurant. I heard it's one of the best Brazilian restaurants in London, right? The what's it called? Is it Baboa? It's a very popular restaurant.
Something like that. But you gotta understand these Brazilians. Some of them are mercenaries. But I feel like Willian really loved Chelsea, and he just left when he's seen what happened with Hazard, and just thought that this was the end of a generation.
No, it's not that.
That's
It's cash.
the only reason
It's
why I would
cash.
bring.
It's cash.
It's money. It was money. It was money.
Willian is pure. Yeah, Willian. It was purely what's it called? Security. He didn't get long-term security from Chelsea. Left and went elsewhere to Arsenal. Because if Arsenal if he leaves Arsenal, you know he still owed money, right? Because the contract was a 3-year deal, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Chelsea it remained 2 years after the season.
Oh, it was 2 years. Chelsea weren't going to give him 2 years. He wanted that extra security, which is why he left.
Correct.
Which is perfectly fine. Me, as a family guy, I mean, as a guy that, you know, you want a big family, everyone here, you know, whatever age you are, obviously a family guy, anyone here would do that. That's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? For security, long-term security, you know what I mean? For your family, that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, you're not the same player you were back then.
No,
you're not that guy. So respectfully, I'm saying this respectfully as a guy who loved what you did for Chelsea all these years. Stats wise, you might have not had it, but when it comes to you putting your leg out and playing for the badge, I believe you did that for the most part. So me as a Chelsea fan, Willian, I love you and appreciate you, but I don't want you back.
Honestly,
I don't want you back.
Because
there's no need to have William back. William is alright.
William should come back. And here's why. When you talk about playing for the badge, you look at that season when guys, and I'm even talking about Hazard himself, when those guys were down in tools to get rid of Mourinho. Let me finish.
That was 6 seasons ago, right? 6 seasons.
But no, the guy wasn't Willian wasn't playing for a contract. That was purely for the Stamford Bridge faithful, and for the badge, and for Roman, and
respect that.
Because this guy was not playing. He didn't have a contract afterwards. It wasn't the summer of a European competition that he was, or rather international for his country, because he was never favored by the likes of Dunga. So that is the definition of playing for the badge. Now,
I respect that.
This day in the Prem, I don't know about European football, but in the Prem, and especially in the FA Cup, the guy can do a number, because Willian's still dangerous at his age, running at fullback.
Time out. FA Cup.
Yeah, I'm talking about against teams outside of the traditional top four.
I think Chelsea has moved on from Willian and even Hazard right now. I would like with the victory today. It actually ended that era and put a stamp on it.
Officially.
That era is over. There's no going back. I'm a Hazard. I love Hazard. Like, Hazard is he's a genius. Probably one of the best players that ever wore the blue shirt. But today's victory ended that era. It pretty much said that era is done. It's now for this new boys to actually carry the club forward. And the club is not going to go back to buy Hazard, Willian, or Oscar.
So what? Now we're just going to get a bunch of white German players.
Chelsea is going to go. No. Chelsea is going to go get the best? Because right now, the best players would want to play for this Chelsea team. Just look around all the clubs in Europe. Just take a look at all the clubs. How many clubs are in the position of Chelsea currently? A world-class manager, world-class talent, young talent, world-class potentials. There's no club in Europe that has the potentials of Chelsea. And
how many players on that pitch tonight can you say are world class, or that anybody wants to?
We won the Champions League. We won the Champions League. We won the Champions League.
All of them have stepped up. The value of each of those players have increased tremendously because of tonight. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. Yes,
you want to know something? After this game, if we were to be honest with ourselves, I think there's about 5 players that we could take from City that would make us better. City cannot even take one player from us to make them better.
Maybe, but at the same time, did we not win the game?
No,
yes, but we didn't win. Man City lost.
No,
Let's be
no,
real.
we won.
We won the game. We won the game 100%. The XG said 1.98 to 0.52. They had 0.52 probability to score. We have 1.98 to score. It's not for Timo Werner that missed 2 chances before.
That's Microsoft Excel. Football's not played on paper. At the end of the day,
you're saying City's players, but it's not played on paper, right? It's about how the team plays on the pitch.
No, and but at the end of the day, Chelsea won the match, right?
Chelsea played better.
No, like I said, Manchester City lost and Pep lost. Tuchel didn't win because who were City's best players in those 90 minutes? If you had to pick 3,
nobody.
I'll say the only player.
There's not one City player that would have started for Chelsea today based on the performance of Manchester City. Period.
The only player that I would have said is maybe Sterling. That's it. Maybe
Sterling. If we had Sterling and they had Timo Werner, who would feel cheated? If we gave them Werner and they gave us Sterling, who would feel cheated?
And what if nobody cares.
Their best defender was who? Kyle Walker. Okay.
Oh, I don't care. Where was Kyle Walker when Mason Mount played the pass?
Exactly.
Where was he? The pass came from his side, though.
Hey, Emmy,
that was Reece James.
Emmy,
guys, enjoy this moment. It's. I don't. Chelsea next season, this time next year. Let's be real, okay? Who do you think is going to come back to the pinnacle of European football?
Hey, Emmy,
Chelsea is the best club in Europe right now. End of discussion. There's no other club.
I'm just saying, what's it called, Chelsea? That City deserve to win based on one shot on target over 90 minutes. Really?
Yes, one shot. One shot.
No, that's why I'm saying. But we didn't do anything to nullify them. It was just they lost the game.
One shot on target is nullification. One shot on target. I don't know what that is.
Nullification, bro.
It's nullification.
Are you a Chelsea fan? Man, you're disgrace, man. I don't know you, bro, man. No vex. No.
I'm a realist.
On today is the best day in Chelsea history. You cannot say you're a realist and say that Chelsea lost the game and Man City. Man City lost the game. Not Chelsea won the game. Chelsea beat.
But the thing is, do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I have to speak like that? Because there are people in Have Hope. Those guys are saying this is the start of a dynasty. We should give this guy 10-year contract. All I'm saying is relax. That's why I exposed. No, these guys are saying now Thiago Silva is better than Diaz, and Thiago Silva's Premier League defender. No, that's what they're saying. That's why I have to come. I told people to
say that, but take a chill pill. Yeah, but to say that Thiago Silva was a disgrace, shouldn't lift the trophy up, shouldn't get a contract signed from you, that's a bit much as well. That's like what they're doing, but on the other side, what you're doing is a bit much as well. That's number one. Number two, just for comparison, City against Everton when they won 5-0. They had 68% possession, 21 shots, 11 on target. This game that we just had now, let's look, because Abs respectfully thinks that City lost the game. Chelsea didn't do anything in their power to stop City. So let's look at the stats. I'm not a stats merchant, but let's look at it. City had 7 shots in respect to the 21 and had 1 shot on target, 3 corners, 1 offside, 60% possession. Chelsea, more shots, more on target. So I'm confused as to why you think that.
Chelsea.
No, all I'm saying is that's why
Chelsea had 3 times the opportunity to score than City. So City's XG was 0.52. Chelsea's XG was 1.98.
And I can respect that, but this is why I'm so harsh on Thiago, because it's about mentality. This is why I want Willian back, because he's got the correct mentality. It was the mentality, the spirit of Antonio Rudiger, the perseverance, it was the mental fortitude that we had, and the experience and the desire that took us over the line. When you look footballing 11v11, man for man, City are our fathers. So that's why I talk about mentality more than what's played on the ground. But when I hear guys saying that because of tonight, that Tuchel could be given a 10-year contract and 500 million to play with.
Nobody said Tuchel should get a 10-year contract.
They're saying that. Trust me.
Wait, hold on. I don't care about what people are saying. I'm telling you
all those Chelsea influencers.
Chelsea have beaten Manchester City 3 times in 5 weeks.
There you go.
They stopped City from getting a quadruple in
I don't
the Cup semi-final.
I don't want to hear this thing about Chelsea.
They stopped them from winning a Champions League for the first time tonight. And you're telling me what? Hello, man, I better rest.
Yeah, City were missing their best player. Their best player for 40 minutes, and Aguero came on for 20.
And whose fault is that? You blame Chelsea's
again. That's Guardiola. That's what I'm saying, that they lost. It's not so much of the great things that Chelsea did.
No. Chelsea won and they lost. It's as simple as that. If you don't understand that's you. But Chelsea won that game.
You, man. That's really on you, man. Chelsea destroyed Manchester City. See, let me not lie to you. I'll be surprised if Guardiola doesn't walk away by the end of this week, because Guardiola is very proud. He's a proud person, and he cannot figure out Tuchel.
Oh, it was you. You were the guy. I heard somebody in this live stream that said that Guardiola was gonna leave. I don't think that's gonna happen, man.
It's gonna happen.
That's a bullshit. Let's be real.
I won't be surprised.
Why? And go where? Take a sabbatical.
Yeah,
the thing is, I don't think City played badly. Chelsea were just better.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. City didn't play bad. I wouldn't say they played horrible. It wasn't horrible football that I was watching. They just couldn't. After the goal, they couldn't break us down. That's what. That's why I said.
Couldn't penetrate. And the reason why they couldn't penetrate was Chelsea was winning the 50-50 battles everywhere, all around the pitch. And then you had N'Golo Kante. How dare you? How dare Pep play a City six midfielders against N'Golo Kante without a DM, without a defensive midfielder? How dare you? How dare you, Pep? How dare you?
And
Pep did not just disrespect Chelsea, he disrespected Tuchel, because he pretty much said, I'm going to ride you till we beat you guys. We're going to beat you guys silly, because you guys have no clue and no answer. But at the end of the day, it was very clear that Tuchel has his number. Tuchel has never lost to Pep Guardiola in his life.
Emmy, I remember when we said the question was, when we beat City, was, does this mean anything for the final? And I said, how can you beating someone 2 times pretty much comfortably? How can it have, because people are saying it has no bearing because City didn't play the second team. How can you beating someone twice not have a bearing on that game? How?
It did. It showed us today, because Pep changed from what he normally does. Yes.
So exactly. So you know
that the reason why he changed today was because he had been beaten twice. He had tried what he knows how to do. He has switched his system multiple times in those 2 last games. He couldn't fight it. He couldn't penetrate.
He tried.
He said, you know what? I'm going to go back to 2011 and play all six different midfielders and just pass these guys to death and see if they will get tired of chasing us and probably will be able to score a few goals. And it didn't work. You know why? It didn't work because Chelsea has a world-class manager in Tuchel. And Tuchel even said it during his post game that, hey, I thought Fernandinho was going to start. But when I didn't see Fernandinho, I was like, okay, it seems this guy wants to go all gung-ho on me. Okay, let's watch and see.
The thing is, I didn't think you see the Fernandinho thing. I didn't think it was gung ho. I thought it was more of a control. But even then, they didn't get control of the game because they had more. They had more of the ball, but they didn't control that game. You could control the game without having the ball. Also Mourinho made a career out of doing that. You could have control of the game without having the ball. They didn't have control of the game, even with the three guys, Gundogan, Foden, Bernardo Silva, all these guys there that could possess the ball, that could dribble, that could play up. They couldn't control the game because
you know why? You know why? Because every time they got that ball to the final third, those guys couldn't turn. Either Sterling couldn't turn. Someone was asking me, did Mahrez play today? I was like, yes, Mahrez played 90 minutes.
I
was like,
thank you.
Wow.
Mahrez didn't do anything that game. Nothing.
No.
I don't remember him touching that ball. Apart from the last
shot. Mahrez did was that last shot he did in
the
last
shot. The last shot.
That was it. That was the only time. But Chilwell had Mahrez in his pocket all night long. Like, at some point, I was like, wow, I never knew Chilwell was this good. Hold on. Did Chilwell dream of Mahrez? Like, he had it. See, Mahrez could not turn. I mean, he had Mahrez facing the Man City goal all day. All day. Yeah.
No. This is the thing is, as Marvelous said before, but I'm saying I can feel it doesn't feel well that we're champions of Europe. It doesn't feel.
Oh yeah. The first person that actually called us, hey, that this guys could win this tournament was the Sevilla manager after we beat them 4-0 in Seville. He said this Chelsea team is the best team in Europe. I was like, what? And then we're going through our unbeaten run at the time. I was like, I don't know. I think the next game after the Sevilla game, we played Arsenal, and Arsenal beat us black and blue. And that was back on Boxing Day. And I was like, what did this guy say 4 days ago? I don't know. But he said he won't be surprised Chelsea goes all the way. And guess what? When we sacked Lampard and we got Tuchel, I said, you know what? This team is not that bad. It's not that bad. They made most of the big influencers on Twitter made everybody think that, hey, man, this team was not ready. We needed 4 different players. We needed Declan Rice. My brother, Declan Rice cannot get into this team.
Abdurrahman, we're gonna we'll do another stream tomorrow, guys. Super fans, we're gonna do another stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of Chelsea celebration tomorrow. I promise you guys. Tomorrow we're gonna do a stream. So everybody, peace, everybody, peace. Champions of Europe, guys. Yes, we did it, guys. Thank you, guys. Peace, everybody, peace.